Alabos, is he gonna get the kill? He is gonna get the kill from the same player.
Getting that regen and then going into damage. He's working out.
Every time Ruby's in a bad spot, he gets caught up by the silence cut. He needs to wait for it to get off, and it will wear off. He tries to run away, but Trigger will find him with the dash. But at what cost? So low, he's on the wrong side of things. Bart will only be fairly escape out of there right away with this. He's trying to get the Super Tequila rages around. And honestly, no cost whatsoever. We finally have our first kill of the game, and it goes towards Triggerfinger. It will end up picking up the first turret of the game as well, which is a really huge solar swing and a
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. May gathers, we are at the Grand Finals, and my name is Mr. Pillow, and joining me at the Grand Finals is Uberancy. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing... my headset. My microphone was not down. I am doing good. We are in the Grand Finals of the May Rumble Gathers. We are finally here. We made it. We did it. And we've got two really good teams with some really good players to compete for us. XiPang Disciples versus Doodoo Demons. So we have got a ton of, well, we're going to have some fun matches, I can tell. And looking at this draft, which we'll get into in just a moment, we've got some neat little picks here on Aguilon. And do you want to get us started on the draft, Pillow?
Yeah, we have XiPang Disciples going to be banning out Penny and Frog and picking up the Vinny, Street, and Century. And Doodoo Demons are going to be banning out the Deadlifting Leon the Chameleon and picking up the Genji, picking up the Scolder, and picking up the X. Dave W, X, and Nikki Scolder and Genji. Oh my god, it's got to be Nikki Scolder, right? It could be Ubi Scolder and Nikki Genji, but either way, what a terrifying comp on both teams with an incredible amount of initiation, shielding, and collapse. Uberancy, how do these team fights go down?
People die a lot of the time, but if you want more in-depth and more into-depth explanation, well, you've got that Sentry Black Hole, which is going to be really huge for XiPang Disciples if they can actually get that black hole on someone who will, like, die to it. Pretty much anyone on the blue team can die to dive Sawblade Black Hole if, you know, they can get that, and Genji's there to just shut down everything. But Doodoo Demons, they have the Nikki Skull, most likely could be Ubi, but I'm imagining it's Nikki. And you've got the Genji, so you've got great initiation. You can just cocoon into throw, cocoon into, like, literally everything. You've got the swap to support the Skull, and, like, normally this team comp would be good, but you'd be a little lacking maybe in, like, super hard burst. But since you got Skull with the amazing auto attack damage, you got the Earthquake, and you got potentially some of the best players in the game playing that Skull, I feel like there could be some serious potential for both teams to get some crazy frags, especially just like the insane throws, insane auto attack combos from the Skull, and we can see just like the Black Hole out of nowhere, teleburst, silence teleburst, and then you just got the Sawblade and the dive to finish everything off. And it's going to be brutal. Like, a lot of the team fights, I feel, or a lot of the picks, not so much like big giant team fights, but a lot of the kills are going to be just like instantly dead. You're just done, just dead.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Well, the amount of raw damage output there, like that Sawblade, this is going to come out, and it's going to deal like 350, 400 damage. Once they have upgrades coming and retract, that is another 300 to 800. That Spike Dive can do another 900 damage. So we're talking about 1500, 1600, all concentrated onto that small little black hole right there. That's going to be an incredible focal point. When you put in them, you consider black holes, if you get the charges right, 400, 500 damage, 600, truly potentially without upgrades, but reasonably probably around 400, 500. Put that around 2100, right? Okay, so then let's factor in Monarch Blessing, that 35%, that's Hidden Leafs. So I'm actually going to do the math right quick. 2100 times, what is 35%? 700, it takes off 735 damage, leaving them at dealing, around the high 1300s from those abilities alone. That's, when you consider then the auto attacks, and all the other damage that they deal out. And for example, Yakuza, Ceremonial Mask, Magic Sunballs, Hellafrag if they can find it. they can actually deal out so much to the blue team that they can one-shot. And God forbid they ever find the enemy team by themselves. That will be such a quick kill. I don't care if it's a Genji. 1v3 as XiPang Disciples picks up the fastest kill of their lives. For the delays, but we are here, the grand finals match. They're a minute in. We're at the 21-second mark. Uber Rancy, are you ready, my friend?
We are finally ready to get into this match after much attempts, we'll say, at trying to buy some time, and Dave W finally coming back online. We are ready to get into this match. I'm at the 21-second mark, counting down from 3 and going at go whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1, go. On the red team, you got Body Hunter playing the Sentry, or as we like to know it, Body Hunter. You got Mr. Manager playing the Scree, you got Paulo playing the Vinny and Spike in the blue side of things, you got Dave W playing the Genji, the long-awaited appearance, he has emerged from his cocoon, and you got Ubi playing the X, and you got Nikki playing his signature scolder. Oh yes, actually Ubi on the X. Plot twist! So, we're in the nitty-gritty here. Looking at these comps, who do you think is going to get the first blood, my friend?
Well, we've already talked about this plenty, but if we get it just like even a half-charged Black Hole from Body Hunter, which he's trying to get right now, gonna eat a punch as well, exactly as I said. If he can get a nice Black Hole onto perhaps Dave W, and he does have that silenced Hellfrag like I had suspected, if he can get a nice Black Hole onto any of the supports, you know, that isn't Genji, which is pretty much one person, if he can get a... Actually, all of them are kind of hard to kill, but if you can get Nikki out of place and maybe drop all that burst on him, he'll be pretty easy to kill, but it looks like he's just gonna use it on some choice instead. But another way this could go is if Cocoon into a really sick throw comes in, and there's the silence pulse, there's going in with the attacks, but Nikki's going to get kept alive by Ubi with the link up there, getting him a lot of nice juicy health. But that silence is so useful, but Paulo is just going to go down to the sick throw from Nikki, and going to get annihilated in front of that turret.
So
Black Hole's
low!
gonna go, but not going to get them. If that Black Hole and everybody on the blue team, they would have all been dead, I'm betting. But either way, well, maybe not quite, but the red team is going to be able to steal that invis, and, well, even though they've lost a player so far, he's going to be dropping back in just a moment, and he is actually back already. Short respawn times.
Say lost a player without a disconnect, I'm like, please, man, you're triggering me. It made my heart skip a beat.
I'm triggering you. I'm sorry, Pillow.
Huh?
But anyways, yeah, no disconnects this time. We've had a surprising amount of those, actually, this stream so far, which is kind of disheartening, but we are ready to get into the grand finals. The hype match, there's the tele beacon, but he's taking too much damage in order to get the silence pulse, but the silence dive is going to work just as well. Nikki, being low health, going to have to fall back and live to fight another day. We got Manager and Paulo going to the bottom lane, and Sentry maybe looking for a Black Hole charge. There's the Earthquake going to come down, not even going to hit anything though, but Manager going to waste that Saw Blade onto the Refract from Ubi, baiting out that ability. Quite a nice use of it. And Ubi going to get the sick throw on Paulo. There's the connect, but he's not going to get the swap. And Vinny/Paulo is going to be able to get back and stay safe. And Nikki's got that invis, and invis skull, especially like probably the best skull in the game, or one of the best skulls in the game, being invis is kind of scary. But he's going to break that invis so he can punch that totem a few times and clear some droids. Well, we got the red team with the Black Hole now, looking for the silence teleburst perhaps. He's going to have it in just a moment if he can land it on somebody, but he's got to watch out for those punches and everything, looking for something to get that Black Hole, but it's going to start fading in just a moment. And doesn't look like he's going to be able to really do anything with it. Might just throw it out there. There's the teleburst, but it's not going to hit anything. It's going to catch Ubi and Nikki though, but not really going to do much damage. And, well, the Cocoon coming out going to be a bit of a whiff. And, well, since it's a bit more footsie nuts right now, looking at the builds, we got pretty standard stuff from everybody. You got range on Genji Auto Tech becoming quite popular now. You've got the lifesteal on Ix, as well as a bit of extra damage on the Link, which will help him secure the kills because the blue team is a little lacking in damage compared to the red team, but they can still get plenty of stuff done. Silence Dive, Steel Drum, and Ringtones for the Deaf. All pretty standard stuff for every character. And there's the punch on Body Hunter. Body Hunter being invis, but he's going to get the health back, but everybody knows exactly where he is, and he's going to go down before the silence pulse can come out. Nikki's going to go down to the Scree auto attack, though, and there's the dive. Not really going to do too much. That was a pretty nice little initiation there.
Yeah, that was like everyone kind of congested their abilities to that bottom turret. Then they had a 1-for-1, and just like everything just gets so tight and compact there that it's just when one or something like that. And there's gonna, while I'm saying that, Manager's just gonna go in, big fight gonna happen. Saw Blade gonna be the last hit on Ubi. That's gonna be a 1-for-0 in favor of XiPang Disciples as they proceed their march, and they're gonna see they have to do it. one thing that, despite the a massive amount of time that we've had to talk about, we haven't really talked about kind of, I guess, all the work cut out for the Doodoo Demons, because they have to win 2 best-of-3s in order to take this series home. How does the bracket reset work?
Well, the bracket reset works that if you come from the losers finals, well, I'll explain starting from the winners finals. If you're coming from the winners finals, you've won so many matches that winning the grand finals will be a lot easier for you. You only have to win 1 best-of-3. Makes sense. We're not going by best-of-5s here. That has the potential for 10 matches. I don't think people want to sit here and watch 10 matches of Awesomenauts, and it just takes way too long for some people because they're in European countries and whatnot. But if you win the first best-of-3, you did it. You're done. You won the tournament. Congratulations, claps and whatnot, applause, all goes to you. But if you come from the losers finals, then you have to win 2 best-of-3s because you've pretty much just gotten a second chance at winning the tournament rather than actually going out through with wins the whole way through. But we are going to have a half-charged black hole here. The more important meat of the things, the nitty-gritty of the actual tournament here. Dave W going to get caught in this, but he's only going to take about 250 damage, and nobody is there in order to support him. Nobody is there to support the black hole thrown out by Body Hunter. Paulo just sitting up top along with Manager. There's the punches coming out, a little bit of poke damage from Nikki, and the Earthquake not going to connect to anything. There's the Invis there. Looks like Paulo's going to try and grab it. He's going to eat a punch. No, Body Hunter's going to eat a punch, but he's not going to get thrown. Nikki's not going to be able to get that throw, just barely. We got a bit of rotation here and there, just clearing. Ooh, he's stealing all that money.
Nikki going to be forced out of the lane there, and now we're going to see everyone kind of falling back. We're going to have to see those health resources get consumed. Pretty even on just about everything. The amount of damage output, for example, looks just about the same. Just Manager is a little bit ahead of everyone else, packing that scree damage. Everyone else, and that's only about a 4,000 lead. You got 2 even kills, even levels, even solar. X is maxing out that auto attack. He's got the range, he's got the damage, he's got the lifesteal. And Nikki looks like he's going to see if he can try and find a throw, but Body Hunter is positioning himself below so that if he does drop it down, he's going to punish with that minimum black hole. So Nikki is thirding off, and they're just kind of stalling for a little bit. Manager's going to get swapped right here and see a big engagement coming out. He's going to be taking a lot of damage, and there's the throw, there's the quake, and he looks like he's going to be taken down. He should be going on to the DOT here, and there it is, and that's going to be a 1-for-0. Very, very nice bond initiation coming out from Yubi right there, and that's going to allow the Doodoo Demons to live up to the big amount of work that they have to do and push up these turrets further. But it's still incredibly early. There's going to be the Monarch Blessing popped out as soon as Paulo goes in with the spike dive. He's actually got CC immunity, the Clown's Mask, extremely early. I haven't seen that upgrade in ages, much less this early. Do you think it was worth it? I mean, the only CC it affects here is the Scolder. It does not affect you, the Cocoon. It doesn't affect being displaced. I'm pretty sure it doesn't affect being displaced. I mean,
if it were to affect getting displaced and the Cocoon, then we'd be an amazing, like, god tier upgrade. But still, not getting hit by the. I mean, you're not really going to upgrade Smokescreen with that much. Weaken and heal are very nice, and then you can get something like Invis or Size and Duration. But having that debuff immunity for 3 whole seconds is not too shabby. You'll be able to dive in a little more recklessly because you're not going to get thrown at the very least. And I don't know if it actually makes you immune to the Cocoon. I'm going to assume no. But sometimes debuff reductions and immunities apply to Cocoon like Baby Curry Mammoth, so it's a little harder to tell sometimes. But, and I mean, don't really see this upgrade at all, but it's still a decent pickup so that, you know, Nikki won't be able to throw him at all, pretty much, and he won't get hit by the stun punches as well, so he'll be a little more reckless, which he's doing right now. It is not immune to Cocoon, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he just got Cocooned into the debuff immune cloud, so I'm not going to be able to use it like that and be that cheesy, but it's still going to save him from some stun punches and from the throws. And speaking of which, Nikki might be looking 1-for-1 now. There is the dive into the cloud, and that's going to help him get out because he can be very reckless when he has that cloud up, being able to just kind of dive and do whatever he wants. But Paulo, Manager, and Body Hunter all just rotating around, trying to stick together. He's got a half-charged black hole, or pretty much uncharged black hole there. There's the dive, going to do a good chunk of damage, going to catch out Dave W, but not really going to be able to do anything. Nikki's going to try and go for the throw, but Manager's going to be cocooned, so he's not going to be able to get thrown. Big shout out to Dave W for saving one of the members of the red team there, but looks like Hollow and Manager just kind of doing whatever, and you've got Sentry on the top lane. Red team doesn't really have the control that they want right now. They're just kind of hanging back near their turrets, try to get an initiation, and looks like that's what Body Hunter's going for. They're just going to catch everybody in the team, but there's a swap in order to prevent the black hole damage even, and pretty much nothing happened for the blue team there, and they are all unscathed and good to go. But the telefrag is a fail, but he does have a very highly charged black hole now, looking for perhaps a Dave W. Going to throw it out at the jump pad, but it's not going to be able to get anybody with it. The blue team just rotating around looking for the earthquakes. Nikki's trying to play smart. He's trying to find the sick initiation so that the blue team can just get like 3 kills and win the game. But so far, this game is looking a little bit more stally and Footsinauts-like because the amount. Ooh.
Yeah, I was about to say, we spike dived in and that's it. He just kind of spike dives in, floats away.
That's what the clown's mask lets him do. You can just kind of spike dive in and then go away because of the debuff immunity.
Indeed. Look at the builds. We see not that much damage actually. We see the Saw Blade damage. We see the Sage Starstorm statue coming out on the Sentry, and we see Bag of Goldfish. And we see some good auto attacks coming out on the Genji. That's gonna have to wait a second. But I'm gonna get thrown there quick. But he has a maximum black hole. He is just 1 bar though, 480 HP, and thinking he's gonna go pick up a creep. He's not gonna do anything with it yet. Blue team, if they're gonna get any momentum off this, they can do it now before Bounty Hunter is out swinging his 600 damage dick around, because that's what he's going to do as soon as he gets the opportunity to do so.
Oh my god.
And now they're going in. Ubi and Dave gonna get bonded off there. There's top of the sustain, and the black hole has decayed. Bounty Hunter not gonna be able to do anything with it. Just knocking him down to a minimal black hole, and he's just going to use it to stall. Looks like that turret's going to be going down. And the Monarch Blessing disengagement. Apollo's going to spike dive in. He's going to get cocooned. There's the cloud. And he's burning all abilities. So the blue team is still having to fall back and everything. And they're not in a good situation. This is so weird without any kills happening. One team got a turret without any kills, and then the other team is now about to take their turret without any kills. Like
it's a really strange match because very few kills are happening, but there's a silence pulse, and nothing is really going to happen because of it. But I feel like maybe this coordination between both teams is just, I don't know, like it doesn't feel like, you know, Bounty Hunter gets a really nice telefrag pulse there, and then nobody is there to really help with it. But both teams are still like juking all of the main damage and pushing the towers effectively, but you know, this I don't know, but it's weird too, because like, you know, first turret goes down after 10 minutes on Aguilon. That doesn't happen very often, so it's going to be a bit of a longer Aguilon match. So it's a bit of a unique match, and it's actually kind of an interesting watch, just because not too much stuff is happening, but stuff is, well, still happening at the same time. There's not as many deaths, but we're still seeing towers go down and a lot of damage come out. There's a nice totem going to stop Nikki from getting the throw or the punches, it seems. But it looks like Dave W trying to go for the risky cocoon. Is going to try and get someone in that cheeky black hole, but is not able to. Maybe if he had thrown it through the wall or something, but just the clear coming up from Bounty Hunter. You know, they got to watch out, because of that, if they get wiped, or if they take some serious losses, like the red team here, Team XD, if they get 2 losses or something, like they lose 2 people, they could easily lose that top tower and then pretty much lose the game. But here we're going to see some plays potentially happen, because we got Oily Spray on Bronze and throw damage on Skull. So now Nikki's going to be able to do a lot more work with that throw if he can land it. But he's got to be careful. Like, there's the throw right there. He's just going to use that to clear. But then there's the telefrag. Well, actually, no. I think he didn't realize that his teleport beacon was actually up top there. So, bit of a mistake by Bounty Hunter there. But Nikki just walking around, looking for the throw, strolling downtown, looking to beat some people up. And I don't think he's going to find it. And a Monarch Blessing for basically no reason going to come out. But the Spiritual... Actually, no, there is a reason. The Spiritual Cooking is going to give him a lot of extra max health. Nikki going to have over 2,000 health. Very beefy. And on Skull, who's already a decently beefy character, the Spiritual Cooking helps a lot, immensely. But a little bit of poke coming out on this top tower here. On this top turret and top lane. Whatever you want to say. And Manager trying to go over the auto attacks. But Nikki going to get healed up to restore any damage. And the Invis is going to go to Bounty Hunter, but he's going to get thrown. We got some major initiation here. Nikki's going to do a ton of damage, but he's going to be charged with that black hole. Can he throw it out? Desperate black hole. No one's going to get hit by it. Bounty Hunter's just running away. The throw is actually going to hit Paulo, so he actually still gets...
Will he get swapped here? Oh, that was really close. He was waiting for that cocoon to run up and trying to get as far as he can, but he couldn't manage the timing there. This has been really back and forth. Like, the amount of few kills, though, is actually kind of crazy while still having all this push go on. Nikki taking a lot of damage. I think he's getting bored of the lack of kills either. Just barely getting out there. That Spiritual Cooking keeps him alive more than anything. He's starting to go for the throw damage, which makes sense. They want the frags here to be really clean. He wants to go in and get out. Doesn't want the brawls to devolve into the chaos that they have so far. I think it's kind of one of the primary issues here. It's been a very intense game of Footsinauts, except for now Nikki trying to interrupt the paradigm. He waits until the CC immunity runs out and manages to pick up the frag on Paulo. That was
Nikki.
That was perfect. That was a perfect example of patience. Actually just keeping track of Apollo the entire time with merely positioning, and the second that CC immunity ran out, he tossed Apollo right into death and picked up the frag. Now they're pressuring the jungle, trying to set up the push on the top lane, and just messing with the lane rotations. And he might be throwing a manager here, but the team is out of sight. Genji needs to be coming up, but they're not going to be able to find the further totem disengagement. Genji's instead just going to opt to pushing down that bottom lane. If he was with a seed, that should have been a frag on manager. But with that said, they are now going to be pushing the bottom lane back up on the in favor of the red team. And we're going to see another game of Footsie comes out. Nikki goes to clear out that chip that has occurred. And yeah, we're just going to continue to see a Footsie. I mean, there's really nothing else to call it. Bounty Hunter's looking to see if someone drops something through the pit, he's going to black hole through the wall, but they know better. So the Stealth Orb is up. Bounty Hunter has it. He's invis. Blue team is going to play a lot more cautiously now. I say that, or they're going to get caught out. But the swap, and now they're going to continue their march, trying to do as much pressure as they can, find the pokes, find the cocoons, find the stun punches, get all the poking opportunities that they can.
I'm pretty sure that both teams want to play very cautious right now because, looks like Blackwell's going to come out and do a lot of damage to Ubi, but the Refract is going to prevent all of that because he is X.
All that lightning!
Yeah. Does he have the magic fun balls? He does have magic fun balls, and the slow, and a Stage of Starstorm statue, and double steel drum. So he's got a actually pretty high amount of damage here, doing the most damage on his team. Actually doing a bit more than Genji, who was the highest damaging member of the blue team. Surprisingly, the blue time, yes, the blue team is full of herbs. But Bounty Hunter trying to charge up that black hole, going to look for a victim, potentially Nikki, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to find anyone. And I think a big reason why a lot of the teams a lot of these players are playing a lot safer, they're playing no risk, and they're playing defensively, is because they don't want to lose here. Like, this is the grand finals. The winner is going to get a new emblem in the next patch, but it doesn't matter because Bounty Hunter's going to go down from the assault of punches after a nice throw from Nikki, and X is going to get the swamp kill as well. So nice play by Nikki, and that's going to be another kill that they need, making it 2-5 for the blue team. And they're doing pretty good here. They've got more towers than the red team. They could do some damage to that bottom tower and perhaps take it down. But as I was trying to say before, a big thing about both teams trying to play a little more defensively and safely here is because they don't want to lose. There's a $60 cash prize. There's fancy new emblems for the winners in the next patch, or in one of the next patches coming up. We don't actually know for sure yet, but soon. And it is going to be a unique emblem. So, Nikki wants to be even more decorated. And, well, 60 cash prize, getting to choose 2 of your own pieces of Awesomenauts DLC, all sorts of really cool stuff you're going to be able to get. So there's there's a good chunk on the line with Bounty Hunter having an almost fully charged black hole here. He might try to get something to work here. He's got the tele beacon, but he's going to go for it. He's going to get
there's the double kill.
And the double kill from Bounty Hunter and Manager, putting in the work. They are ending this awkward silence here. They're going to get 2 nice frags there with Nikki getting the 6th throw on Manager. Almost going to try and get him kill on him, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. 700 damage dash is a little bit disheartening, especially when it comes out every 7 seconds. But that turret is going to go down. Nikki throwing out the snare quakes, just try to do every bit of damage he can in order to persuade the red team to stop destroying their damn buildings, or in this case, defensive structures. And, well, Paulo going to fall back, and, well, not too much happening. Dave W and Ubi are back into the fray, but that telebeacon is right there. He might try to get something done with that, and he's got the Sky's Mustache, which is going to increase the base flat damage of Black Hole Stone as well as the chargeable damage, so it makes it so that you have to take less damage for it to be effective, but you can still charge it up that little bit more. So Ubi and Dave W not going to eat his Super Droid rocket there. It looked like that was going to happen, and, well, there's not too much happening right now. We're seeing a lot more Footsie once again. So, do you have anything interesting to say about the builds? Is anything catching your eye at all?
Well, we see the alien hula girl that I mentioned come out earlier. That's the slow and saw blade, but there's going to be a third, and there's going to be a double black hole, but there's going to be the swap. There's going to be the saw blade, but his body armor is going to get taken down in the process. Paulo going to be chased down viciously by Ubi. Barely manages to not find that kill. That was some excellent tracking, but on the top side, Manager is not going to have a turret to run to because that top turret is already down, and Nikki's going to be taking him down. That's going to be a 2-for-1 with different targets everywhere, and now they're going to be taking down that bottom turret as a result, and now we are seeing the push resume. And yeah, so anyways, about builds, We see a kind of defensive nature in the sustain. We see the flowers coming out, the pills on everyone, the barrier magazine, the heal, the spiritual cookie on the blue team. They are going to be very hard to kill, and that's exactly what they're going for. They want to make it so that getting a kill for the red team is not just as simple as, hey, I landed a black hole, and now goes Saw Blade and Spike Dive, okay, we got a kill. Like, they're going to make them work for it as much as they can. In these long-term brawls, I gotta say, I have to be in favor of the blue team. You know, they get the X, they got the Genji smacking them with the spinal, and of course they got Skulder, who's like the definitive brawler of Awesomenauts. And with all that considered, I have to think that this is gonna be their game to win. Dave W gonna be just kind of clearing out the droids in the top lane there. We see engagement coming out here. Bodyhunter's gonna have a massive black hole. It's not gonna land on a thing. He's gonna be getting out one bar. That whiff was unfortunate, but at least there was no casualties. And the siege continues from the Doodoo demons, making sure that neither side has a chance. There's a cocoon coming out onto Bodyhunter, and we're just seeing back and forth, trying to find pot shots. What you can think of Awesomenauts to a certain extent is constantly poking your enemy. You're just constantly giving them little checks like, hey, are they going to respond? Are they going to mess up if I do this to them? Without really endangering yourself. And that's what these sort of hot shot black holes are, but it's keeping them in check. You know, again, we've talked about it before. It's almost like kind of a sending a message, but there's a message that manager needs to go back to the base as Ubi just unleashes a lot of damage. He gets set up on with all that CC, and then the amazing DPS just kills him down. And now the push starts on the starts off for the bottom team. Now there's gonna be the Monarch Blessing that completely just counteracts that black hole, that fight dive damage. I mean, you wouldn't think that they just been taking a nuker to the face while inside a black hole, and if you look at their health bars, you really wouldn't. But they're doing a great job. It's really, really hard for Paulo and Bodyhunter to make a play right now. They're going to try their best, but Nikki is looking to see if he can find the throw. He finds it onto Paulo, and the CC immunity does not stop it, but that's a massive black hole. The lightning almost takes out Nikki, but magic fumbles. If he had ceremonial mask, he would have picked up a kill there. But unfortunately, he didn't. And either way, they're going to continue to find these frags, continue to change it up. And yeah, this game is looking to be strong, not terribly strong lately, but definitely in favor of Doodoo Demon. Super Rancy, what does the red team have to do in order to come back?
Well, they've gotten a couple of nice kills with that black hole, but they've been getting punished for it as well, like Nicky's just about to do to Mr. Manager here. But if he can land his punches, he's missing, but he's gonna get one. Can he get another? Throws at the snare kick, but he can't quite hit him. Manager's still just running for his life, but there's Dave W with the Abyss, but he doesn't get to cocoon him or anything. And now Manager's still able to run away, but now Paulo's in a terrible spot, and he's gonna go down to Dave W's auto attack. So Manager wasn't worth it. You cost your friend's life. But either way, Bodyhunter and Manager should be able to defend this bottom tower because Scree and Sentry are both very good at defending, even by themselves. But with a Scree and a Sentry, there's not going to be any issues. But they might still lose a tower if they're not going to pay attention to this bottom tower here, which is going to go down with Bodyhunter running away with the Night Vision Spy Watch. He might actually try to teleport out. It looks like he's going to do that. And Manager trying to defend this top tower. There's the Saw Blade coming out, going to do a good chunk of damage. But all the healing from Genji and Ix, as well as the shielding from Monarch Blessing, it's going to make it a bit harder to even touch the blue team here. The throw is somehow going to miss Mr. Manager, but Nicky almost going to go down, but he's going to be able to get out with a couple of bars there. Another big thing is that the blue team, although the red team, yeah, they've got the damage, they've got the good defense, they've got the Scree and some good CC as well as, Vinny Who being a very strong knot. Blue team is impossible to kill. Like the Monarch Blessing, the Ix, and Nikki just being Nikki, Skuldir just being so beefy that it's just so hard to kill the blue team at all. And well, what do you think the red team needs to do to specifically just get one kill in order to enable the rest of the team fight? Because it's been really hard for them to do that, and it looks like never mind because Mr. Manager and Paulo are going to go down to Dave W and Ubi respectively. And
might just be game here. It's going to be very, very hard for Bodyhunter to defend this. He's already in a bad position. Dave W is trying to exert as much pressure as he can. I mean, all Bodyhunter can do is toss a black hole, really, and hope for the best now. And, there's so much hype for him, so much blessing, all the sustain. This has to be game. Bodyhunter's giving up. He knows it's done. He's going to go ahead and get telefrag. And that is going to be your game one of the series, going through Doodoo Demons. the mountain has started to be ascended. They have sent the message. They don't care if they have to win 2 best of 3s as opposed to 1. They want to win this tournament. Uber, however, how do you think the draft could have gone differently? Because I really felt it come down to the fact that they had both the Genji and the X with the comp that they had.
Well, I feel like a big thing about this is something I actually said in the chat of the stream earlier. Immovable force, or excuse me, unstoppable force versus immovable object, and I suppose in this case the immovable object wins because the blue team is, even with all the damage the red team has, you got the Vinny, you got the black hole for the enabling, and you've got the Screed throwing out the saw blade doing 700 damage on throw and return, plus tech damage, plus the slow of 30%, plus magic fun balls. It isn't enough when you've got all the healing that Ix and Genji provide, just having the spiritual cooking, the healing on Monarch Blessing, and then you've got the healing on the Psionic Bond, the bond that Ix has with the Crystal Leaves, being able to upgrade that as well. But you didn't get a stage of it till later in the game, but you've got so much healing and potential damage. The damage doesn't compare to the red team, but because they got so much beefiness, it doesn't matter, because all the red team is fairly squishy with the exception of Body Hunter, I guess. So, blue team, I'd say won in the draft just because there were too many really, really good, like, supportive, tank, like, pseudo-tanky knots. Like, Genji having all that lifesteal and having the Monarch Blessing makes him really, really hard to kill. And then Ix has all these iframes and the potential to heal his teammates and swap his teammates and enemies alike. So, in the draft, maybe, like, try not to let the blue team get like the single best like support character in the game, and an Ix.
Anyways, with that said, we're gonna see what they do differently. Do not go anywhere, my friends. We're gonna take it, and this time I mean a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. We are in Game 2 of Doodoo Demons versus XiPang Disciples in Set 1 of our Grand Final stream. My name is Mr. Pillow, and once again, joining with me is Uberancy. You hanging in there, my good sir?
I am hanging in there. I got my drink, my Mountain Dew, not sponsored, and I am ready to watch more Grand Finals games and cast more Grand Finals games between XiPang Disciples and Doodoo Demons, and so far, Doodoo Demons, despite being in the losers bracket, has, or coming from the losers finals, I should say, has actually won the first match here, so they're on their way to take this back and actually get a bracket reset going, and we've got a neat little draft for you guys today because we're actually on Sorona. Have we seen that yet today? I'm not sure. I don't think we have, but either way, we haven't seen that map too much, so it'll be a nice little change in pace, and we'll be ready to get into the first match soon, but first we have to get into the draft. Mr. Pillow, would you like to take us through that?
Yes, indeed. We are looking at XiPang Disciples versus Doodoo Demons. XiPang Disciples is going to be your red team, and Doodoo Demons is going to be your blue team. The first ban is going to be Genji. XiPang is learning from their mistake. And then Doodoo Demons is going to ban out Deadlift in return, leaving XiPang to once again first pick Vinny and Spike. Doodoo Demons is going to respond with their double pick being Penny and Swiggins, a very good pick on Sorona. XiPang Disciples are going to be picking up a scoop in return, and then banning out that Nikki Scolder retaliation for that last match. Doodoo Demons is going to ban out once again Leon the Chameleon. Identical bans for them this goes round. And XiPang Disciples is going to pick up that infamous nod that they like to run as a surprise pick on Corona. And Doodoo Demons for the last pick will once again be X. Did I just call you Ubi?
Yes,
Uberancy. How are you feeling about these comps?
Well, first of all, Nah, I'm sure some people might think that Nah's a bit of a strange pick, but he has proven his worth in the last couple of patches. He is very strong. He does a ton of damage. The plant slams are nice because they can hit through towers. Generally not too hard to land, and they do a ton of damage once you get some upgrades. Amp damage on spit, slow on spit, and just being able to apply damage, like, you bite someone, you do 200 damage because of the DOT from the bite. And it's just so much damage that you don't really have to put too much effort into throwing out there. And really, it's kind of impressive how much damage he can do just kind of not doing anything. It'll pick up a lot of kills just going to get creeps or going to the base. Someone will just get killed by the DOT while their teammates are actually killing that dude, and then the Nog gets the credit because he's clearly the hard carry. And then for the other characters in the draft so far, we've got Ix, Swiggins, and Penny. Not too bad of a Serona comp as well. You've got Ix, who's got the ability to heal his teammates, swap enemies, swap his teammates even, if you want to feel trolly or not, and save his teammates from death with stuff like Refract and swapping them out. Penny's going to do a good chunk of damage and have great push, which is very important on Serona and potent on Serona. And because Serona is kind of a tricky map to push on because the middle is so big and there's only 3 towers. So once you kill the first 2 towers, it's a lot easier to push the back line. And because of that, it could just really help you out if you could just get those towers down first compared to the enemy team. Like, it's a lot easier to win the match if you're the first one to get the front line towers down compared to your enemies. Same thing goes for AI Station 205 compared to Ribbit and Agalon. But as for the other non-XiPang disciples, we've got Vinny and Scoop. And Scoop hasn't been the most popular pick, but it seems like he's kind of making a reoccurrence, a renaissance, if you will. And he is starting to see a little more action. The hammer's really nice, and binding's just great for healing himself and his teammates if he decides to get bullied up. But I think I've been talking about the draft for far too long. Do you have any other thoughts, Pillow?
I do, and I am ready to get into this when you are. I am at the 21-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown?
Let me just make sure that this match ID is working and ready to roll. It appears to be. Just Alrighty, I'm at the 21-second mark as well. I will count us down.
It looks like Nal's farting.
Oh my... Can you not? Alright, 21-second mark, starting from 3 and going at go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off on the red side. You got Baldy Hunter playing the Scoop. You got Paulo playing the Nabot. And you got Mr. Manager playing the Vinny and Spike. On the blue side of things, you got Nikki playing the Swiggins. You got Dave W playing the X. And you got Ubi playing the Penny. And the gates are opening and they are off. And yeah. How do you think the first blood's gonna go down, my friend?
Excellent start, Pillow. We got Mr. Manager just going in right away. No more footsie not bull crap this time. Manager going in right away, doing a ton of damage to Ix and Penny, but they're going after backup, and there's a few health packs here and there. We've got this worm in the mid in order to help you farm. You can kill your own droids to get some money, as well as the enemy droids. You can pick up a nice healthy amount of solar down there, 25 solar because of the natural solar that spawns under there as well. Dave W going to go for the swap on Body Hunter, and then that nice anchor hook and drop there, but Body Hunter is going to be able to get out alive, it seems, with Dave W just kind of doing whatever in the creep area, getting some extra health as well. And Manager farming the worm here and trying not to get killed. Body Hunter going to get hit by that anchor drop, take a good chunk of damage, just decides to hang there for a second as well, because why not? And, well, Dave W, Nikki, and Ubi just kind of hanging out in the mid area, stealing that worm farm as well. You cannibalize your own droids and you get an extra 10 or 15 solar out of it. It's a pretty good deal, but Body Hunter in a lot of trouble now, going to take a lot of damage, but it seems like he's going to be okay. But Ubi's got that lethal DOT on him. He's going to go down if he's not careful. He does have 2 stages of reach, and it looks like he's going to be okay, living with about 50 health there, with Manager getting hungry for the dive, looking for that silence dive, which is quite an effective little potent upgrade in the early game, especially to help stop the Penny or the Swiggins from punishing you, as well as the X, pretty much everybody, because that way they can't just like right click you and lock you in place with that stun or with the swap. And Nikki gonna have to be careful here, and it looks like he's gonna just get healed up by Dave W with Body Hunter actually teleporting out, it seems, in order to buy some upgrades. And speaking of upgrades, we've got regen pretty much from everybody. We've got lifesteal in 1 stage of regen on Ix, and we've got double regen on Swiggins and Penny. And here's the thing about Gnaw. You really want to get regen against Gnaw, but this can also be both good and bad, because you think, oh, well, it counters Gnaw. It also means you can't get the early game upgrades you normally like to get at the beginning of the match if you want to stay alive against the DOT at all, because double regen is going to help you counter Gnaw a lot, but then you can't get your Zurian Mechanic or your Ancient Octant, which is also really good against Gnaw. So he doesn't even have Blue Heart Metal either. He's going to have to spend 180 solar on that, but, you know, Paulo almost died back there, by the way, but he's going to be A-okay. So Now we got the Refract coming out, going to do a little bit of damage to Apollo. Here comes the Anchor Hook and Drop, doing a ton of damage to Body Hunter. That amp damage is going to get him almost killed, but he's going to be alive just barely. Dave W getting that swap on to Nikki so that he can heal him up a little bit. Nikki needs that full health so that he can actually go in and initiate. There's some weedlings in the mid area. Dave W is going to take care of those characters with lifesteal and something of the sort, where big AoEs are great for dealing with Naw's weedlings. So Naw might have a bit of trouble here, but it is still quite a potent pick. Dave W very hurt. He is going to go down, however, to the Plant Slam from Apollo, giving him the first blood here. And, well, how do you think the blue team's going to try and retaliate to that? Are there any upgrades you think specifically they want to pick up, like, immediately?
Well, they want to make sure that they want to make it as dangerous as possible for Naw to go in with those plant slams, because you know the high damage output of it is balanced by not how difficult or easy it is to kill with it, but how much it endangers Apollo to just go in someone's face like that. So they want to be going, you know, they're going a bunch of sustain right now. We've seen nothing but sustain picks come out on them while damage is starting to creep up on the red side. We want to see, for example, Blue Heart. We want to see Anchor Break damage. We want to see Pulse damage. And we want to see Silence. Silence would be the big one because he actually wouldn't be able to Weed Slam if, of course, he's Silence. There's going to be a swap right here. Body Hunter going to get swapped into a Pulse and going to be going still above half health. Not really that scary to scoop now. He's full health after one hammer. And there comes the binding. So he's going to get some good damage. And Nikki going to be running away. He's at a mirror bar. There's going to be a bond on Body Hunter. He's just going to run down, farm the worm. And Naw is going to be seeing what pressure he can exert. But yeah, basically you want to make it as scary as possible. Like if you want to say, hey Apollo, we need you to get your damage in for the steam fight. We need you to go hit those 2 Weed Slams. You want him to be as uneasy about doing that as possible. It's not about like you know, trying to soften the impact of it, if that makes sense.
I completely agree, and I see what you're getting at. Like Paulo is gonna have to get in really close. Like Naw's plant slams have a very specific range. With practice, they're not too hard to land because, you know, you kind of just have to get in the person's face, almost like a melee hit. Think like Leon's hitbox. It's like a little wider than that, but you only got 2 shots, so you got to be careful. But that means Naw has to get in really close, where normally he can just kind of throw spit at people and set up weedlings and, you know, stay a little safer if he needs to. Paulo going to take a lot of damage from that pulse as well. Lots of fighting going on this jump pad, lots of aerial acrobatics, if you will, with people looking for Franks here, but the blue team just kind of hanging around in the air, looking for something. Blue team's actually got a lot of air game as well. Nikki can float in the air. Oh, but it looks like Nikki's actually about to almost die here. Gonna use the anchor hook. The hammer does not quite hit him, and Dave W gonna grab some creeps, but as I was about to say, blue team is got quite the air game. Nikki can float in the air. Dave W has a million air jumps, and Ubi actually has the quadruple air jump as well once you get boots, but you don't even really have to get boots as Penny, and instead going to get Gun Penny with the Starstorm statue. And speaking of Starstorm statue, that's going to help deal a lot of damage to Body Hunter there, but he's going to be able to go back to the base and heal up nice and fresh. And, well, not too much is happening once again. I mean, another problem with Serona is it kind of encourages the more defensive playstyle, because if you lose your towers before your opponent, it's very, very hard to make a comeback after that. Most of the time, the swap is not going to happen on Body Hunter from Dave W. And it's also very, very hard to push because of how big the mid is, and because half the time the bottom lane droids are dead, as Nikki's going to go down to Body Hunter's bindings there after trying to get the anchor hook. But looks like Dave W is quite hurt, and he's going to have to go back. Paulo even more hurt. They're going to grab that health back in the bottom turret area. And it looks like Body Hunter's decided not to farm with the worm, but he's going to go down anyways. But he was trying to clear up those droids on the bottom lane, but he's going to get punished there, trying to set up some push there. But that's another thing, a reason why it's harder to push on Serona, is because if you kill the bottom lane droids in order to farm the worm and get a lot of money, which is a very viable tactic, and pretty much you have to do it in competitive in order to keep the edge. But it just stops you from pushing bottom because your droids are dead. So that's another big problem with this map. But it's such a nice way to get extra money as well.
Indeed, and we see kind of a game of footsie knots coming out, and that's when the best time is to do that solar clearing, as you were saying, and getting that worm farm going on, trying to get that edge. And it's good encouragement because, you know, it tries to get them to come out and make a play. It keeps the mid in a state of flux. Wait, what?
Paulo almost killed his team. Paulo almost killed Body Hunter there. It was
dang,
so
I didn't even
close
have
to
the camera on him. That would have been so unfortunate. But We see the Body Hunter is going to be coming out with the bindings here. The entirety of the blue team is extremely low, but Nikki going to be going in. He's going to regret his decision. He's going to be going down. That's going to be in 1-0 in favor of the red team. This looks like it's going to be, at this point, they have very solid map control. They're getting the kills. They got a level advantage. They got the solar, and they're getting the push going. And we'll see how much push they're able to get off of this one. That top turret going down to half, and the push on the bottom turret, which is lower HP than the top at full. It's going to be quite easy to push. They managed to get a good 4 or 5 bars off of that, and the fight continues. Yeah.
Pretty much. We've got the blue heart medal coming out from Swigmans here, as well as the ancient octant, so he's going to be able to deal with those weedlings a little easier if he's Nas in the middle of planting them. And also going to help him do a little bit of extra damage to the red team if they all stay huddled together, like they are right now, for example. Going to get that Wormfire on Paulo. Body Hunter almost looking tempted to squish Paulo with that button there, because Paulo pretty much almost did the same to him. But it's like there's the insane swap coming out, and there's a nice anchor drop coming out onto Body Hunter, putting him at about half health, taking a little more damage as he goes along. And Ubi almost dead. Going to kill these creeps though, so that he can stay alive or off the teleport. And members of the red team teleporting back as well. Manager going to go into potentially buy upgrades, or might just come back into the fray. We got Dave W and Ubi clearing bottom instead of using the button, so that they can maybe get some push on bottom here, because they really need to retaliate to the red team's push that they've started doing right now. Dave W just pushing back. It's a lot of footsie knots. It's kind of hard to over glorify this stuff, but it's just what happens on this map a lot. But that was a strategic button press. They're going to have plenty of droids going into the bottom lane here. And, well, the red team's just looking for the opportunity to get the kills. They've kept up the advantage. They got the level advantage by about at a total level. But, yeah, this early in the game, the XP is a little easier to get, so that probably won't last for too long.
Dave W get disconnected. Not like this.
Did he? Why?
He's already come back online on Steam. We're, like, behind by, I think, like, 5 minutes or so. Not a terrible amount. Not a terrible amount of time. And it'll refresh. But, I've already seen him come back online on Steam, so...
Yeah, we're only behind by about 2 minutes here, it seems, or 3 minutes. But, oh, why, Dave W? Why? So,
UK Connections, XD.
Oh, pretty much, but this is a good opportunity to talk about builds. Holy Cup on Scoop, gonna help him heal his teammates. I don't know if that applies. No, it does not apply to Weedlings and droids. We've already discussed that. But, Snow Shovel going to be a lot of healing, as well as a stage of Banner of the Triple Scoop. And then we've got double plant slime damage, amp damage, and lifesteal on Gnaw. That is terrifying already. The lifesteal is going to keep him alive because it also applies to the DOT, which is very little health, mind you. Like, you're getting like little increments of like 6, but it pretty much just makes your regen slightly better. It's the effect of having Medican on top of Medican. And he's also got the amp damage, which is going to help him do a little bit of extra damage with those plant slams and assist in team fights. And Herring Snack Badge as well as Gun Penny, so not opting for Greyman Group Badge and the damage of Cookie Monster Badge. Instead, just going to get the Cookie Monster Badge, I imagine, to help assist that Gun Penny double Star Storm, and then maybe some pulse damage. Swigan's getting maximum damage on Hook, and probably going to get that break damage as well, and lots of damage on Penny along with the Silence Type and Solar Crab Burgers. Pretty standard stuff. It's what you expect from well, a Serona match and from these characters in general. But do you have any idea maybe what like the builds are going to be like in the future? Like maybe what they're going to try and what the red team might try and build into in order to help their push and help like maximize that as well? Because I mean they have a scoop on their team, which makes it a little trickier.
Well, one thing I would actually think is that hammer damage is probably going to be a little bit better here. Go for those turret pokes, try and whittle it down. Well, give me 1 second. You know, because I think they're already back. I don't think. I'm gonna fast forward to when I find.
All right.
Okay. Meet me at. It looks like it's like 12:25. We'll drop it. I'm gonna wait till I see.
12:25 is what I'm at. Yeah, he reconnects.
Go to 12:50. That's when he's actually dropped.
All right. And they're right now 12:50 paused on Paulo, and I am ready to start. Would you like me to give you a countdown once again?
Let's do it.
All right, Deja Vu. Counting down from 3, going it goes. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we off. Wow, this is exciting gameplay. They were giving him a chance to get back to lane. That's what the roles you actually, have to give him a chance because he was mounted a little bit slower as the time passed. It's only fair. They're gonna go ahead and get another warm at least. The game resumes, and then here comes the fights. And the immediate Awesomenauts, everyone just kind of sticking their big toe in. Nikki going to go in, the anchor dive is going to be a miss. Dave W taking a lot of damage. He's in a really bad situation here. And there's the bindings, and he refracts at the right moment, and they're not going to find a fire, but they are going to find map control as a result of that engagement. All three of them are full health. The blue team has to back up for a second, recuperate, and they get a very nice, almost a dive there. They don't, the Lightnings is not quite in time to take out Nikki, but they were definitely going for a really good lane rotation interruption there. Now that we're back into things, we got Paulo collecting the solar on the bottom side, and Ubi is just going to be farming the droids on it's there, keeping it defensive. How can the blue team go in? Can they even actually try and frag scoop as it is? Can they go in with Anchor and with Bond and Pulse and kill him? Not like this. Nikki might be going down here, but they might just kill Scoop just like this.
Right now.
If he finds a hammer. Yep.
Oh, wow. He's not going to go down, but he's just going to be able to live out of that. He's so hard to kill. But, as you were saying, I guess how hard is it for, like, the blue team to go in and kill this Scoop? I think maybe they just shouldn't focus on killing the Scoop unless he's, like you know, unless they're down a man. They should focus on trying to catch out Na or Vinny with the swap and anchor combo, which they've been doing fantastically, but they seem to be getting Scoop. Like, well, he tried to go for the swap there. I was about to say perfect timing, but alas, did not actually click that right-click button. But maybe trying to get the Na or the Vinny. Swap and anchor hook, anchor drop, gun penny, pulse, boom, done, dead, you dead. And looks like that swap, no, not going to happen again. He's just not able to actually right-click him and get him to get over there. And there's the anchor hook going to come out, hit Body Hunter. A lot of damage coming out onto the blue team, though, from Mr. Manager. And the swap might happen to Body Hunter. No, not going to right-click once again. Ubi just kind of going to go heal up using that Herring Snack Badge and going to get some charges and health from those creeps. And, well, Ubi and Nikki sticking together, Dave W. Looks like the blue team's finally starting to get some push on these towers as well. And it seems as though Mr. Manager about to get swapped, going to take a ton of damage. No, but the anchor drop is going to miss, and Ubi is just not able to do the maximum damage they want to. Gunpenny is back, though. Going to look for a... Gonna maybe look for some poke on those towers. I hear cans in the background and somebody's microphone, but we've got... Red team recuperating onto these front lines, not really doing too much. A lot of, I mean, it's just the syndrome. It's Serona syndrome. It's just harder to get stuff done on this map. There's so many ways to escape from the mid because there's just jump pads in the mid. So even if you swap someone into the middle and anchor hook them, they can just hit that jump pad as soon as the anchor drop is gone. So it can be a bit trickier, but Mr. Manager going to go in with a dive, do a good chunk of damage to Nikki, and Paulo going to break out of that bond, which is, well, that's exactly what Ix needed there, is to swap Paulo in and try to get him killed instead of keep going for the scoop. But we're seeing builds actually being about halfway max. This swap might happen. No, not going to happen. Dave W doesn't want to risk it with these swaps. He's swapping himself into death if he does, which is another thing that I'm kind of forgetting to mention. So he's going to have to be careful with these swaps, but if he can land it, then his teammates are going to be able to just immediately, like, almost insta-give anyone that he swaps right into their face. But we're seeing the builds actually about halfway done, actually. A lot of upgrades are coming out, despite no towers being actually dead. Paulo going to take a lot of damage. He's actually going to get swapped, and Ubi's going to pick up the claw kill onto Body Hunters. Paulo's going to be able to live, though. Blue team trying to get to these towers and trying to get some push in finally after getting these kills, making it 3-2. 3 kills to 2 kills at 16 minutes in. It's Serona, baby. Don't you love it? But no towers down as well. This is an insanely long match so far. But we're going to see here, it looks like some poke is finally coming out onto these turrets with Dave W's nice range on auto attack there. Got the range attack as well. It's going to help him poke those turrets. Not quite as well as Gunpenny maybe, but you know, a little bit of damage. Every bit helps. About half health on that top turret for the red team, and the bottom turret really hasn't taken any damage. But Red just going to sit around in the mid area, wait for Penny to come back, and maybe try to get some kind of initiation here, but not really going to be able to do much. Looks like...
And looks like Nikki can be trying to do the little flutter attack where you can keep on hitting the jump button and use that to cancel your jump pad with Swillians. Using that to try and see if he can find a juke. He finds the anchor hook, anchor hook on Paulo, not the anchor dive. Manager's going to get bunt on Dave W. The pulse is going to be mistimed, making Manager stay alive. The pulse was just thrown a little bit early there. Dave W trying to get out. The hammer's going to be a whiff, but it actually accidentally hits Nikki there. And now we're going to see a fight coming out at that jungle. There's the spit, and there comes the anchor dive and hook, and there comes the bindings and the holy cup, keeping Manager alive. And now they're just going to literally Bounty Hunter body Nikki off of them. The anchor dive going to be with. There's going to be the pulse, and there's the bond onto Paulo. Going to be taking him out. And so the net total of that fight will be a 1-0, except Bounty Hunter going to get a bindings off. And now Ubi's trying to get the droids to get pushed up and get the game to go on.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of push finally coming up from the blue team as well. Bounty Hunter throwing out those hammers, trying to get some stuff done with them, but not too much. But we get to see the Gunpenny finally making a poke. This anchor drop just going to get immediately destroyed, and there is Manager going in with the spike dive, trying to get some stuff done. But red team is back. They ain't having none of it. But now both towers are at half health. Still no towers down. We're going to go 20 minutes without any towers being down unless some huge initiation or team fight or brawl or anything comes in. And now we're going to see anchor health and double pills and barrier mag on Swiggins, not opting for the maximum burst of getting the Panatic Spoon, and not opting for auto attack damage either, which is, this can work because that way the anchor actually stays alive. It might even be able to survive a dash at this point, due to the Chrome File not affecting things like summons and droids, only affecting Awesomenauts. With Ubi low health, you might have to teleport out once that DOT is gone. Make you gonna eat some spit to the face. Not exactly the most pleasant of experience, especially when that spit melts your face off. So David W actually almost going down to that dive there, but Nikki's going to get a bit of healing from that psionic bond. Ubi going to go in with the pulse, almost going to kill Bounty Hunter, but he's just going to be able to get out again. And the hammer, long range hammer, is going to pick up the kill of Dave W. Oh my goodness, Bounty Hunter's hammers, they are back. But that range hammer though, OP, please nerf. Don't actually nerf.
Can we get a butt the hammer in the chat, please?
Oh my god.
But anyways, that's exactly what they needed to go ahead and get their push to resume, get back in the swing of things here. It looks like they're going to be taking down that bottom turret. The droids are probably going to finish it off, and there it is. They're going to get the Solar and XP. Hopefully go home and spin. Manager holding on to 540 here. He should be going and, you know, picking up some stuff soon, getting some more numbers on the board. We see hammer damage being picked up by Bounty Hunter pills, being picked up by Nah, and that is going to be, you know, help them do the fight. We're going to see Weekend Cloud being picked up by Vinny. There's going to be an initiation on Apollo there. Here comes the binding. It's going to hit two of them. There comes the pulse. Going to be a whiff. There's the refract. There's the bond. It was on Bounty Hunter. And now everyone's still pretty much full health. That's sustain nuts for you. Everyone uses their abilities on each other, and they're all full health. That's how that works.
Pretty much. Well, that's kind of what makes them good. But now we finally... It actually took 20 minutes for a tower to go down. At about 20 minutes and 6 seconds, it seems. That tower finally went down in 20 minutes and 10 seconds. But Paulo almost going down there, but it seems like he's going to be okay. There's the bind on the Manager. No swap, though. Deciding not to take that risk. Well, Dave W just kind of hanging out. Going to eat a hammer to the face, so 350 damage. Not very fun. But the anchor drop is actually going to go all the way, just long bomb to that bottom turret down there. But and Nikki just clearing droids with no anchor, of course. And, well, blue team recuperating on this bottom lane, going to jump up to the top, maybe try to find an initiation. What are words? Oh my god. But it doesn't seem like anything too crazy yet. Just footsie knots. It's just what you expect, but it looks like the blue team might finally be trying to make a push onto this top turret. The Gunpenny coming out, trying to get something in. Anything.
Yeah. So even that one poke, even that one turn, it does a lot of damage, you know. There's the binds, there's the spit. Nikki slowed down a little bit. He's probably about to go back in with the anchor dive here. And he's going to go off the jump pad. He's going to see what he can find. And there's going to be the pulse. There's going to be the hook. Barely missing Balo. And now they're on the hunt. Seeing there's the spike dive. And there's going to be a really nice pickup coming on from Master Manager. Last inning, Ubi with that Yakuza. That's going to be a really good one for another. Bringing it 5-3 in their favor. They might be able to take the top turret off of this. They got the droids set up. Bounty Hunter about to drop cannon them with that bindings. Let's get the Holy Cup at his disposal. Blue team running. And now they got them at the back turret. There's going to be another fight coming out here. Nikki going back in. Might have been the best idea. He's got... they're all hit by so many CCs. They're hit by slows. They're hit by amps. They're hit by weekends, you know. The full 9 yards here. They deal less damage, take more damage, have less movement. Like, golly, that is a lot of CC. And
there's Fnatic Spoon coming out on Swiggins. And now the red team finally has a bit of an area advantage over the blue team here. So we might see a little bit less of the footnots, and the game might start to go in favor of XiPang Disciples, which would actually put them in the spot to just take the tournament on the next match if they manage to win it. Because they still, Doodoo Demons is still going to need that bracket reset.
Yeah, it's going to be a they really don't want to be pressured into a situation where they have to play perfectly next round, because it'll all come down to anything and everything in the next game. Paulo going to get hooked down here. This might be the need. There's the pulse, and Paulo going to be going down. The break damage to Nikki going to be the last hit there, and they're going to be going in, seeing if they can find something else. But Nikki taking a lot of damage. She's going to take a slightly questionable spike dive there. But he's down in a bad situation. He's going to go ahead and fall back, farm up. Bounty Hunter Manager doing their best to keep those turrets alive. They can't keep on doing that. Eventually those turrets will fall, but for now, they are denying that solar NXP. There's going to be a spike dive coming out onto Ubi. It's going to deal 751 damage to him. But regardless, they need to go in. They want to find the frags. I really want to see the red team pressing their advantage while they have it, because they're not going to be, as I'm trying to say, is what they basically can't. They can't do this forever. They won't have this wiggle room, and they're gonna run out of opportunities eventually. Nikki on the hunt, going to go see if he can find Spike Dive initiation, and he's thought about doing the manager. Instead, he's gonna hit Bounty Hunter and run away. That's not gonna mean basically anything. Bounty Hunter is happy. He finds the bitings onto Dave W. Lots of damage coming out. The Weed Slam gonna be the last hit there. Ubi in a bad situation. He's gonna not die to DOT though. Paulo trying to control this jungle. He's going in really, really hard. If he finds that Weed Slam, Ubi will get taken out. There's the Spike Dive. Gonna be taking out Ubi anyways. That's gonna be a 2 for nothing. They should be able to get some back turret push off of this so they can hurry up with those droids. Swiggins is not a good defender. It's not gonna be a good situation for him. I don't care what the name is above that Swiggins head. It's gonna see a lot happening. There's the bindings and the Holy Cup basically nullifying that anchor dive. The anchor hook is gonna be broke, but Dave W is not back in lane. They're gonna disengage. They got that turret down to less than half, and now they are just in a really, really bad situation. That was a really, really good spike dive from Mr. Manager.
He got it.
What?
Got the anchor gun manager, but
I didn't even see that. Oh, he is going in. If he finds that anchor dive, and he does, that was savage. Somebody call an ambulance.
I was like, is he actually going to go for that anchor hook? He's not going to be able to bring him down for that much health, but it's just like anchor hook, Fnatic Spoon, chases him, and then just gets him right before he can hit that turret. That was a really good. Oh, I don't care what the name is of that Swiggins. Meanwhile, he just pulls one of the craziest Swiggins plays I've seen all tournament, and just Nikki, jeez. And now both towers are about to go down for this blue team here, or red team. I don't know how to say it, but both red towers are going to go down, and that's going to even up the ground, despite the structure damage for the blue team here on this bottom tower. So looks like the red team is now in a bit of a pickle, not having that ground advantage that they had before. But we're going to see Bag of Seeds hold one more Weedling, so now he can get 3 plant slams instead of just 2. And we haven't really talked about upgrades too much. We got spectator binoculars, scout binoculars on Penny here, so that's going to increase the range of pulse. You got a lot of damage. You got Cookie Monster Badge, had that for a little while. Certain mechanic and Pounce damage, going to make Pounce a lot more efficient and effective. You've got Fnatic Spoon and Royal Toll Castle, which is going to be a shield when you don't have it, your beloved Humbled, and it's going to give you a little bit extra damage on Anchor Drop as the big initiations are coming out. Body Hunter taking a lot of damage. Nikki's still chasing though and looking for the frag, but it looks like Body Hunter's going to be able to get away. But then there's the Anchor Drop, the sick Anchor Drop on Manager, and he's going to go down. Manager just cannot get a break from Nikki here, doing all of that damage, getting all those sick hooks, and he's going to go in again. That hammer is still going to hit him for 450 damage. And now we got a bit of a push. We got actually a bit of poke coming out onto this bottom turret here. Nikki got his anchor back after trying to get a little bit of auto attack shots here and there. Not really too much of anything, but now Gunpenny going to go in, just take off like half a bar of health with 1 auto attack shot. Not a big deal for Gunpenny, of course. But, well, we got the blue team just hanging out on this bottom lane here, mostly, and doing their own thing. Well, we got the red team recuperating, Paulo dropping, actually no, not dropping, Manager dropping and getting back into the fray, where we got Paulo and Body Hunter going back to buy some upgrades. It looks like looking at almost max upgrades for a lot of people. getting near the end of their builds. A few luxury upgrades here and there, and upgrades that, you know, you don't really need to be effective, but they're going to help a lot in the team fights anyways. But not too much going on now. We're seeing the enemies, both teams going to be backing up and buying some upgrades. A lot of health coming out. We got 2 sets of pills coming out as the most recent upgrades, and everybody now has pills in the game. A lot of extra max health. But then there's the anchor hook, but the drop is going to miss on Manager there. Body Hunter using the bindings, but not going to find a target for it. We got the swap coming out onto Hollow, it looks like, but not really going to have anything happen to him because of it. Nikki, Ubi, and Dave W all hanging out in the mid area where we got the red team falling back to their turrets. Going to look for the initiation here. Hammer might come up and says it's going to be the bindings coming out on to X, and we've got Nikki throwing out the anchor hook and drop, going to do a lot of damage to Apollo. Break damage going to do 374. Nothing to sneeze at. But we got Manager going to get hit by the bond. Ugh. But Manager going to get hit by the bond here, going to take a good chunk of damage, but Ubi very low health, might get chased by someone, but it doesn't look like it. Manager going to play it safe, just going to kill that anchor, it seems. Actually deciding against it. Nah, I don't want to kill Swingin's anchor, I'm too lazy. But he's going to go back to the base and get some upgrades and health. It seems Dave W, Ubi, and Nikki all just jumping around clearing. They're not letting the red team have any breathing room, it seems. What does the red team need to do to really break out of this? Because they are stuck there right now.
They don't want to get hooded like that. And Manager, if he can survive this, okay, no, never mind, he can't. They might be able to generate this trade, but the hearing, and there's gonna be a double kill. Okay, Ubi's down, but Body Hunter is in the fight of his life right now. There's no way that's gonna be 3 for 1. Okay, well, I will say that they got out of that situation. They are definitely no longer trapped there at that turret, Uber, and see, that's how you do it.
Oh, really?
The red team has successfully
trapped at their base.
Yeah, they have successfully evaded that situation.
Oh my god, but yeah, now this turret is going to go down. Actually, Manager is back, and this turret's only at about half health. He might try to defend it. No. Looks like they're going to take it anyways. Oh, not quite. No, that turret's at about a bar of health. They got to play it safe. They can't exactly get too greedy here. Body Hunter getting back as well as Paulo and Manager here. So yes, they are still trapped at that turret pillow. You lied to me. But these droids are going in, but they're not going to be able to get any swipe damage on that turret. And blue team recuperating, and they are going to be coming back and try to get that little bit of poke damage. You got Gunpenny now once again, so they're going to be able to make some nice push, but Manager is going to get hit by the anchor hook and drop. It's going to have something happen. Maybe, no, the pulse is going to miss. Even with that range, it just travels a little too slow.
But Dave W might be going down here. That's going to be 1 for nothing.
Get the kill.
They're trying to beat up Nikki. They should be able to pick up this frag. He's trying to, Body Hunter might be going down. The life steal on the auto attack just saved him off that humble. I'm pretty sure he got that into hammer. That is why he is alive right now. I'm like 90% sure without that health he wouldn't have survived. Now we have a 2 for nothing. They might be able to get base exposure off of this, get revenge for that 3 for 1 that just happened. And Ubi doing his best to defend this, but this has to open it up. They should be able to get a little poke there. There's a hammer, and yeah, we should see a pulse more than likely coming out soon. Dave W back. They need to not be hanging around too much longer. Very nice drop coming out from Dave, but he doesn't see the setup that he needs to find. And now the red team is going to take those few bars and run back. This is going to, this is getting to a really, really close point. The levels are even. Go ahead.
This is like this is a tense situation. You've got, if Doodoo Demons gets this match, they're going to have the bracket reset, and we're going to have to go to a new best of 3. But if Team XiPang Disciples, actually it looks like DW might go down. No, he's going to be able to get out in time, but Nikki going in with the anchor hook and drop. Ubi trying to go in and get some work done. There's the pulse doing a good chunk of damage, but the red team's just going to have to back up, but so does the blue team with Ubi being hurt, and Dave W is still sitting in the spawn trying to get help. But this is intense because you've got a really, really long Awesomenauts match right now. You've got a 31-minute long match right now on Serona, and both cores are practically exposed. You've got 1 bar on that last turret there, and that's going to get melted by Gunpenny if they manage to be alive. Anyone can kill that turret, even someone with like no auto attack damage like Froggy could kill that turret with a NATO and a few auto attack shots. So really, you just need to like a wipe will spell the end of the game, and even if, like, you know, 1 person is left alive, it really depends on who they are if it's going to save it. So it's a really tense moment. Both teams have to be very careful and cautious to see who's going to win this, but it looks like Nikki going to go with the anchor hook and the drop, but it's not actually going to hit anybody with that drop. And not too much happening now, but this is Footsie but it is intense Footsie. It is tense Footsie. It is just like nobody wants to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, then you lose. And if Doodoo Demons screws this up, then it's going to be very hard for them to make it back, because they'll have to win this set which means
but
having to break a one for one.
Oh, and that's gonna be the frag. And now this is where they have to win a fire here. Dave W taking so much damage, he might be going down here. This could be game. And now it's Nikki 11 1v3 scenario. They're all extremely low, but the Holy Cup's gonna go out. There's gonna be the frag. There's gonna be the 3 for nothing. That's gotta be game. And now this is getting good. Our next match could decide everything, because Body Hunter, Manager, and Paulo are now a point up, and if they can win this next match against Doodoo Demons, they will be the grand champions. And they're going to have a tournament medal that Nikki doesn't have, and we can see some rivalries going.
Oh dear. But if Doodoo Demons wins one, they're only going to reset the bracket, and then we'll have to win a whole new bracket. We could have a potential 4 more games going on, but I don't see that happening. But that was a 32-minute long match just to set up the tiebreaker. Oh man, we got more games to do. But that's gonna make it 1-1, and if Team XiPang Disciples can win this next match, they are the grand champions, and they're gonna get a shiny new emblem in a future patch, and they're going to be winners of $60 cash prize, 2 pieces of Awesomenauts DLC per team member, and bragging rights, I suppose. And if Nikki's team can set up, if Doodoo Demons can set up the next win, they're going to reset the bracket, and we'll have a whole new best of 3 to go through. But what a match. That was long. Do you have anything you want to say before we close this off for another break?
Both teams played really well. That scoop pick really came down to the kind of one of the quintessential changes. Being able to take those fights that you were losing, and being able to distribute 300, 400 health to yourself and your teammates is such a game changer that completely turns the momentum of the fight on its head and completely makes a 180 on it. And that's what he was doing constantly. Even though they would be in bad situations, he would time the bindings perfectly and manage to flip it all around. And combine that with the spike dives of Vinny, just always, being really on point, getting a few important clutch ones that really helped cement their win, and that really came down to it. They had some slipping mistakes, like a few times, or more than anything else, Mr. Manager was overextending. Example, like, when you were talking about like, hey, what do they need to do to get out of that situation, and then they got wiped, and I kind of was a smart ass about that. That fight started because Manager was too far out, and he got bodied, and by the time, and it wasn't like kind of a real team fight. By the time the rest of his team got to help him, it was already like a 3v2, so then they were just fighting a 3v2.
Pretty much. But either way, I think that's the end of this match. We're gonna have more matches, or potentially just one more match, ready for you guys, and it will be match point for Team XiPang Disciples. So stay tuned. After this break, we will have another great match for you.
We will not go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. My name is Mr. Pillow, and joining me once again is Uber Rancy. You hanging in there, my good sir?
Yes, I am here and ready for the last match of this best of 3, potentially the last match of the tournament. And we've got another draft for you guys between Doodoo Demons and XiPang Disciples. But just from looking at the draft at face value, I feel like this might not be the last match of the tournament, and we'll get into that in just a moment if you would like to take us through the draft, Pillow.
Alright, Doodoo Demons is going to be your team 1, XiPang Disciples, team 2, Doodoo Demons. Again, that's Nikki, Ubi, Dave W, XiPang is Body Hunter, Apollo, and Mr. Manager. And Doodoo Demons is going to be bending out the Penny and the Coco, and picking up a Benny, picking up a Scolder, picking up a Swiggins. XiPang Disciples is going to be bending out Genji and Kaznia, and picking up the X, picking up the Deadlift, and picking up the Clunk. We have an amazing comp coming out on Doodoo Demons. You have Swiggins Benny, which is one of the easiest right-click in and deal a million damage comps in the game. It does an incredible amount of damage. It's one that Doodoo Demons has ran plenty of times and made work successfully. Plus, when you combine that with the Nikki Scolder, it is just unreal the amount of damage that they got going on. They got facing CC, they got stuns and snares for days. On the blue side of things, you have X, which is really good against Swiggins. It's really good against Scolder. It's okay against Vinny. You got Deadlift, who's kind of, I would say, he's gonna like soak up spike dives, soak up anchor dives, but you know he's gonna get thrown by Scolder a lot. And then finally, the I guess most interesting matchup that we got here is XiPang Disciples is last picked Clunk. How do you feel about the Clunk here, Uberancy?
Well, the thing is, Clunk and alright, well here's the thing. Clunk is not a terribly bad knot depending on the map in competitive. There are some maps where he can work well. Agalon and AI Station can work pretty well for him due to the ability for him to really have the drop nuke potential on AI Station, and Agalon having that invis making initiators a little stronger. But against a Skull and against such a like high damage team comp, I'm not gonna try and be mean or anything here. This is not a very good pick in my opinion. This is it is not that strong of a pick against a Skull, especially against Nikki's Skull. And I'm worried that Clunk is just going to end up not being able to do anything. He's just going to end up sitting behind the turret. I mean, you've got the Snare Bite, and well, you've got the Snare Bite that you can make it a lot easier for him to get out and defend himself. And he does have a lot of damage potential as well as being the highest health character in the game. And maybe they'll make him work. Maybe they'll go for like a super auto attack build. Like we've seen Clunk do some crazy stuff in the qualifiers with Roach Cake getting the insane, like the absolutely ridiculous Clunk like salvo kills, like the double kill there. That was a fantastic play. But in a comp like this, against a team like this, although it is Serona again, and Clunk is not that bad on Serona because of his air time being pretty good. We'll see. But I feel like this draft is in favor of Doodoo Demons, but we'll actually have to we'll have to see.
Indeed. Well, with that said, I am ready to get into what is potentially, again, the last game of the tournament. I am at the 21-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown, my friend?
Indeed, I would. I am at the 21-second mark as well. And counting down from 3 and going at go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off on the red side. You got UB once again playing Sweens. You got Nikki playing the Scolder and Dave W playing the Vinny and Spike on the blue side of things. You got Mr. Manager missing the Explode as always, playing the Clunk. And you've got Apollo once again playing the Xrus team. And Baldy Hunter playing the Deadlift. We actually saw something earlier where a similar comp of Swiggins and Scolder, and I believe Vinny was placed versus a really named team when they were kind of running a similar tanky comp. And as much as it was triggering on the Deadlift, and as much as he would try and stay alive, he would just kind of get hooked, and then they would just kind of be able to do enough damage to him in time before he was able to get out. So I think that a DD will be able to do this. I have to give it to him. I think that it's going to be theirs, but you know, previously Deadlift was protecting 2 squishies when Manager can potentially, you know, tank for Body Hunter. That could be a whole totally different story. We're going to see the Bond coming out. It's not going to see a swap. Manager going to take a spike dive to his face. Getting him beat up so far. Needs to watch out that he doesn't get thrown. There's going to be the DOT coming out onto Body Hunter. He's going to be forced back behind his turret. And yeah, it's so far a lot of damage coming out from the red side. Lots of anchor dives coming out from UB. Build wise, we see Snare, we see Blue Heart, we see Stun Punch, we see Silence. And on Deadlift, I don't know Deadlift upgrades, we see increased health of the protected pose. Oh, well, how do you feel about these builds, particularly the increased health of the protected pose as first item? How does that strike you?
Well, the extra health on protective pose is a pretty good item to get earlier on in the game, though sometimes you'll see things like damage on lunge earlier, or healing on the end of when shield breaks, or maybe some utility upgrades. But it is not a bad pickup due to the amount of damage. It'll basically be able to absorb an actual full Vinny spike dive now, if he's got, like, say, double chrome file and bag full goldfish. Maybe not with Dead Seahorse Head, but you can actually absorb a full spike dive with that thing now. It will not break his shield, which is going to be very nice. There's that sick swap. Wow! Manager might make me eat my words, because that was an amazing combo into the nuke and the bite there.
Ooh, and that cancellation there with Body Hunter on the Swiggins. That anchor dive was a really good one, but he actually managed to knock it out with that little knockback that's on the lead going straight down to a 6 o'clock. Now they're getting some push set up. They might just be going in to try and actually finish this out. Like, guys, like, this could be it. Like, so far they're playing the comp well, and it's actually kind of what people are saying in the chat. Red team might not be able to find enough damage because they're winning things so far. It's 3 minutes into the game. It's too early to tell, but you know, I'm keeping it in the back of my mind. It might just end up being the case. We're going to have to see.
I will be eating my own words, and it will be a full meal of words if they actually manage to pull this through. I will be very impressed, because although they have all this tankiness, it's kind of the same way that the one match earlier on in the tournament on Egg-Lon, where we had the super tanky team of Genji, Skull, and X being played by Doodoo Demons, I believe. There's the swap, but the bite misses, and he's able to hit the nuke on Nikki, but it's not really going to be able to do anything. But the red team is too hurt, but now we've got Paulo in a really awful spot, going to get taken up by Nikki, but Body Hunter's going to pick up the retaliation kill with the lunge, but he's going to get thrown, but he's not going to get hit by the Earthquake. He's just going to be able to walk out of there. Well played there by Body Hunter.
That was really, really good. This is looking really, really tight so far. That was a really, really nice pickup by Body Hunter. It's great map awareness, great confidence, great aim, like everything. You needed the full 9 yards, so you even needed the reaction speed. Need to be able to do it. You should have from the worm. The worm is being a little bit uncooperative. Needs to watch out. Nikki going out and see if he can find the worm, but no, fortunately for Body Hunter, he will not. And now they're gonna have mid. Ubi, making sure he doesn't get caught out here. They're going to look to see if they find the initiation. There's the thank you dive. There's the spike dive. He's silenced, but manages to get the protective post out just in time. And it's going to overall be fine. But there's going to be another throw. The spike dive going to be a whiff, however. He's going to walk right in. Manager and Paulo are ready to counter initiate as necessary. This is looking really, really well. In the chat, we have like Pokemon music playing, and they're like giving names to everyone. They're like, hey, Finny, use Bubble Beam, Deadlift, use Tackle.
Oh my god. Yeah. Quote used Crunch, super effective. Ha ha ha. Memes. But anyways, Body Hunter gonna get. Oh, dude, he's gonna take a lot of damage. Oh no, he doesn't like.
Protective Pose XD. And now, they actually are having so much trouble finishing him off, but if Vinny finds that spike dead, but it's going to be a miss. Mr. Manager might actually live through this. Oh my god, he's actually alive. And no frags occurring as a result. That is unbelievable.
It's just being played really well by XiPang Disciples. They got to work a little harder for their kills because they really got to rely on X to get those swaps. But the fact that they got so much tankiness, it does remind me of that Skull, Genji, and X match where it was so hard to kill the blue team in that match, and it's almost feeling like deja vu here because you got two super heavy tanks. You got X with really good healing, and there's the throw actually going to hit Mr. Manager, but the protective pose is going to nullify the dive. Now they're going to turn this around. They're going to get the kill on Nikki with the nuke, and there's the dive. Going to pick up the kill on Paulo though, as Paulo was not able to get out in time. But that right there, I was talking about that extra health on protective pose, completely soaked up that dive. Even though he's got bad goldfish, and now Dave W actually in a bit of a bad spot. Oh, but he's gonna miss the hook. He's going in with the explode, but he can't find the kill. He does get the bite on Ubi though, and then there's some lunge. Do a little bit of extra poke damage to stop them from chasing. That protective pose is gonna work a godsend if Deadlift can just stay in those fights and really protect his teammates there with that. It's a little finicky because you know if your teammates are in the air, it's a little harder to stay next to them. But if you can manage to do it, it's gonna completely protect his team from that spike dive. Nothing that they can do about it. But he's got that extra stage of chrome file. We've got oily spray on bronze being picked up very, very early, as well as boots being standard stuff. And regen and one stage of blue hard metal on Swiggins. So lots of damage coming up from the red team, indirect or not. And we've also got the regen. Body Hunter going to farm that worm. We're going to see a little more damage come out on X from the Salt Miner. But oh, there's the swap. And he's
but the explosion's coming out. Oh! That was really, really well timed with the bite and everything now. And this is really going to start to give them the momentum. They get a full level lead. They have double the kills here. They should be able to get some push, and they're going to be able to start to invest their solar. They do it right. They can start. We can see the beginnings of a snowball starting to form. Dealing a lot of damage there. There's the explode. Very questionable reaction time coming out there from Manager. Body Hunter might be going down here. Indeed, he will. Manager not able to take any of those shots from Body Hunter. And that's going to not quite even up the levels yet, but they're going to get that close. You can see that XP is just about to get picked up from the red team. I would like to see some explode damage coming out very shortly. We need to see some big numbers on the board. We need to make the blue team as difficult to deal with as possible. Get that health and get that sustain going as well, in my opinion. And that'll be a really, really, really nice.
Absolutely, but Team XD has been really putting in the effort here with making this comp work, and it is surprising me. And something else that's surprising, it even has a surprising word in the name, is Sweat Wow, man. Gonna get that extra healing for Deadlift's auto attack. Well, it's not that surprising, but you know, gotta go with the flow. And he's going to be able to get a lot of extra sustain and healing off of that, which is going to help a lot with the Minion Code. He's also got Baby Kermouth, which is going to help quite a bit against the throw and also against the cloud if he decides to get weakened on that cloud. And, well, there's the power lunge. Beast mode going in, but not really going to be able to do much. There's the swap. Really nice, and Ubi's going to go down on solid pickoff. Blue team all full health with the protective pose still up and Vinny being half health. They're going to be able to get some nice push off of this. I don't think Team Doodoo Demons was expecting this at all. We've got the AoE auto attacks as well, going to help with the poke and clearing a lot. But then here's the team dropping in, but it doesn't really matter because Blue team has so much beef on them that it doesn't really... They're not really going to be able to pick anything up. Baby Kermouth is going to stop Bounty Hunter from getting thrown into anything, and Paulo going for the swap is going to miss, unfortunately. But we're getting some good push here. Like, we might see a tower down before 10 minutes, which is not too bad on Serona here, because on Serona you usually don't see towers down until the first 13 minutes or so. But Manager looking for that poke with the missiles. There's a dive going in, going to hit Bounty Hunter, but got to watch out for those droids at the tower. Might even take him down if you're not careful. Looks like Manager going for the missiles here. Not really going to be able to find anything too crazy, but his teammates have now teleported away, so Manager's going to have to be super careful. Red team might just try to get some push off of this. We're seeing another Baby Kermouth coming out onto Ix, the Interloper, and we've got Hollow Tech Kickboxing Gloves, which are going to give Deadlift some extra damage on that lunge. And we're not seeing any fancy upgrades from Clunk yet. He does... I can't actually see how much soul he has. That's weird. Slight bug, I guess. But we're seeing some just... We have a little more footsie nuts looking for the initiation on the blue team. If they can get one more nice frag like that onto Ubi and one more nice swap, then that might just be it for that bottom turret there. But Doodoo Demons is playing very safe. They know this. But something a little worrying for Team XD is although Clunk is going to have fantastic nuke damage and auto attack damage, Deadlift's going to have plenty of health and is also going to have a little more damage himself. And Ix is going to have a lot of things like extra healing and damage for his own abilities, as well as having nice auto attack. I feel like Red Team might win out in the late game, especially when you've got a Vinny with all of that damage. And here's the throw coming out on the Mr. Manager. He's going to take a ton of damage.
This is going to be a big fight.
The pose is going to save him, hopefully. But Deadlift
oh my gosh, he's actually
no,
alive. And
no!
Dang.
He's gonna come in. That's the problem.
If he got an explode off, he would have picked up a double kill too. But now Body Hunter's in a bad situation. But Nikki missed the punch, and now he leaps out. Now, how often do you say those words? Nikki missed the punch, and Paulo might be going down, but he's got the protective pose back to keep him safe.
Both alive. Wow. Oh my goodness. But I was trying to talk about how in the late game. Oh, but the
oh, but the leap is gonna be missed, and now Body Hunter's in a really bad spot. Nikki doing his best to keep that tracking going on there, and that is looking really, really scary for the blue team. They need to be careful.
Oh man, but
oh my God! The lip jump onto the worm. Somebody call an ambulance. XD.
Oh man, it had to happen once during the tournament, and now Nikki is gonna have to back off after getting swapped there. Blue team now has a pretty good advantage. Swiggin's still dropping here. It's going to be a few seconds. They might try to get some push on this bottom tower, or maybe try to stagger the enemy team. But Paulo's going to be able to get a bit of push on this top tower here while the two tanks deal with the bottom turret. But nothing too crazy happening. We got Nikki doing his own thing, rotating between the lanes. A little bit of split pushing, but both turrets are still up with a few bars to spare. And I keep trying to talk. Oh my goodness, I want to talk about the build.
But he's going to get thrown. But you can't because he got hooked and the protective post is going to come out. Okay, now they're backing up with the spike dive. Going to go on to Mr. Manager. They're looking to see if they can find the initiation. Nikki's going to miss the throw. He's going to get out, take the long jump pad. And now we're going to see kind of a return to the footsie knots moment here. But yeah, so now you can talk about the builds. Quick, you got like 5 seconds probably.
Okay. All right, okay. I'm thinking the red team might have better late game potential than the blue team because of Swiggins and Vinny having so much damage. Swiggins is going to have a lot of auto attack stuff, and the amp damage on Anchor potentially and break damage is going to be so effective, and Nikki's going to have so much utility with the snare quake that has height. Okay, did I say it fast enough? Are we still good?
Okay, Nikki went back to the shop, which is I think the only reason that you were good there. So that was smart. You waited until he went to shop, man, and you figured it out.
Casting strats. Casting strats. Yeah, he's got that throw damage because like the red team is gonna have so much more damage potential.
My dude, he's not at the shop, okay? Mr. Manager's gonna get cut out here. He's gonna get thrown, taking a lot of damage.
He's fine. Let me talk.
Okay. You're a madbot there, trying to talk about trying to talk about builds when you know, yeah.
But anyways, we got the blue team and the red team just fighting around the mid, looking for the initiation. The throw is going to miss. This is their chance to go in now, try to punish that. but cooldown on throw is not too long, so it's going to be back up in just a moment. Looks like it is up now, and gonna try and go in with the throw. Gonna get the throw on Paulo, it looks like. Actually, no, that's just the jump pad. Just kidding. Gonna try and get the swap, but it's not gonna be able to land it. But the nuke! Oh, what just
and
happened?
Ubi gonna take him out. Just body hunter kept on going in, but Paulo might get revenged on here. He tried to swap himself, and he tries to dodge down, but he's not gonna do it in time. The spike dive gonna turn that into 1-for-1, turning Dave W onto that killing spree, and that Vinny kind of oldies goldies to music playing for him as he now goes in with the hype, and he's gonna try and see if he can find another initiation here. And there it is, on to Mr. Manager. Gonna put him out of the mana. The protected post is gonna get procced. Body Hunter gonna go pick up the solar. Nikki on the very verge of trying to get revenge for those Body Hunter shenanigans earlier. But yeah, a very good match so far. And there's gonna be the throw, and Mr. Manager's gonna go in out, but there's gonna be the leap hit. All three members of the red team. Doodoo Demon's gonna be backing up, and yeah, it's good. What do they need to do to kind of take down that bottom turret? Is it possible for either team to push at all? I guess so. They're gonna get a little bit of chip there, but what does each team need to do push outside of killing?
Well, aside from killing, they kind of want to get one kill on like someone who's good at defending, so getting rid of Vinny and Skull would probably be a good idea in order to get that turret down finally, but otherwise they could probably just throw themselves at it, though they will probably lose somebody, and that's probably not a good idea. So just clearing the droids on bottom and keeping the pressure up with the missiles. Missiles are great at keeping the pressure on because once you upgrade them a little bit, they can be quite scary. He's already got salvo. There's the nice swap into the fight, into the nuke.
Oh, there's the clean initiation.
Gone. And now two members. They were three, and now there are two. Now that turret's gonna go down, but the dive is gonna do so much damage. Paulo's so hurt.
Oh,
so
the clean up.
They're gonna trade, and that turret is still alive. But the explode isn't gonna kill DW. That was such a mistake.
90 HP.
Now Manager's gonna be gone.
So that's a 2-for-1. That's unfortunate. And
looks like Body Hunter might try to go in for the lunge. No, he wants it, but it's too risky. If he doesn't, he's dead. Is he gonna be a risky
gamer? Ooh.
I don't think he's gonna be a risky gamer. Looks like, well, now the red team is making a bit of a push onto this top and bottom turret, it looks like. And there's the lunge, gonna do a little bit of AoE damage there. And Body Hunter clearing these droids, but we got Manager coming back finally, and, well, Venu's gonna teleport back, and it's now or never in order to actually make a push onto the bottom turret. Like, Manager can just go for it. I think he gets the memo. No. Just 2 missiles, man. Manager, there you go. The turret is dead, finally. And we have got finally a turret going down 15 minutes in, but that is for XiPang Disciples. They have kept the pressure up with this team comp, but here's where I'm worrying. The kills are starting to get even, the XP is almost dead even, and they don't really have that many significant damage upgrades to get. You've got nuke damage on Clunk, you can get like missile damage or something like Juggernaut Fat Pete, and you can get something like missile damage or Juggernaut Fat Pete. And you can get like a little more damage here and there on Ix and Deadlift, but their damage potential is not like existent anymore. Well, the red team, oh well, you still have auto attack damage on Swiggins, and you got dive damage like that, which is going to take out Mr. Manager, and he's going to get destroyed there. And now red team, now not going to go for the swamp there because it would pretty much mean instant death, but going to try to do a little bit of damage to Ubi. But yeah, you still got auto attack damage on Swiggins. You've still got you've got like break damage on Swiggins, you've still got punch damage on Skull as well as exploding gnome, and you've still got well, he's not gonna be able to get dead seahorse head, but there's the weaken, there's the healing, which is gonna help keep him alive, and he's gonna be able to get some auto attack upgrades like Yakoiza or just raw damage because he's already got the Codfather. So there is still a lot of potential for the red team, while the blue team is pretty much done here. So that's what's worrying. The blue team, if they don't finish this soon by getting like 2 wipes, they might just lose by default.
Yeah, for real, and it's really getting down to that really important moment at this point. They can't afford any more mistakes at this point. It really is kind of coming down to the nitty gritty here. And
that was a good protective pose.
It really was, and they continue to go on. They're doing the best that they can. There's only so much that they can do at this point. They have to be really careful. They have to pick their team fights, and you can't just right-click in on a guy like Clunk when he's backed up by the protected post. That is something that XiPang Disciples has taught us. You can't just be like, oh, we can quickly anchor dive on the spike dive and it'll be fine. No, it won't. He's not going to die. And he's going to collapse on you and kind of initiate you. You have to bait him. There goes the protected post. There goes the spike dive. And just like that, they are totally fine. They are totally healthy. And no map control again as a result. They did get a little bit of chip off on that top turret, actually. But even then, you know, you need more than that. You have to have more going on. And Body Hunter are going to be...
more than that, though. That's problem. Like, that's the thing that that I've said, and I'm sure you understand as well. Once, like, Nick can get Exploding Gnome, and once Swiggins has a little more auto attack damage as well, it's going to be a lot harder for the tanks to actually, well, stay in and just keep doing that. And Niku didn't even really get an amazing throw there either. Like, he didn't have an insane throw. He didn't really stay in to deal the punches. So, oh, but the bite and the nuke, and he's done. He's done. DW is dead. You got the DD tag. Now you need to throw an E there. DED did. And now the blue team is going to be able to push this top tower. A little bit of missile damage here. Boop, bap, beep. And you're done. Going for the swap on the Nikki. Not going to be able to land it, though. And, well, Nikki throwing out the punch is going to try and get the throw on Mr. Manager. Maybe they can get the bait. But Vinny is dropping now. Going to be back in about 5 seconds here. But doesn't look like the blue team is going to really be able to do anything. Paulo teleporting back using some of that money he's got, it seems. And we'll see what he's going to buy with that. Well, the red team is going to try and stabilize here. And, well, what do you think the blue team can get in terms of upgrades that would, like, actually help them, like, you know, keep up the damage that they need to?
They could go for the amp. I think, yeah, it's actually going to be the amp, I think. They need to find that amp on the anchor. That would be the main thing. And that 50% boost to the spike dive, to all the punches from Nikki, that could actually turn this around. If I had to say, you know, point at one thing, it would be that, because it does so much more damage. It's like a damage upgrade for everyone. There's the explode coming out. Nikki barely going to be getting out here, and he's trying to see if he can find the bite, but it looks like Dave W not like this. Not Dave W again. That was a really great juke from Dave.
Oh my! I swear, like he got the bite on Dave W, but he didn't.
We're about 5 minutes behind or so. Yeah. But I know I saw Dave go. Like I saw the notification Dave W is playing Awesomenauts earlier. That's got to be it. That's got to be what it was.
Like this. We got their emotes for a reason. All
Aww.
right. So, well, we can talk about the builds here, and if you want, I could look ahead to see when he actually gets back in this match. Unless he is back in this match already.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that it replaced this icon this time.
No, that's weird. Okay, well, I'm going to go check ahead a couple of seconds here. We got Dave W. He is dropping at 22:35, so it looks like 22:40 might be our best bet here. Or 22:45. I'd say 22:45.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just going to be hitting the jump pad right then and there. So I am at the 22:45 minute mark, I suppose, and I will count us down whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, my friend. You say you want to do the countdown? Go for it.
Well, it doesn't really matter, but yes, sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. And on the red side of things, you got Ubi playing your Swiggins. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, please. Do not. Well, we didn't really talk about the builds too much, but I think it's pretty standard stuff. Auto attack damage on deadlift. We're going to see range on Radiate Bolt and a little more damage for Ix. And actually going to eat... Oh, he's going to waste that throw with the Refract. And it looks like Body Hunter just going to power lunch out of there with all of that muscle. And, well, we got Nikki going to look for a throw. Going to find it on Paulo, but that Refract, it doesn't even matter. But he's going to get caught on the anchor hook. But then here comes the nuke. Does he hit Nikki? It looks like he hits Nikki with that nuke. But Manager and Body Hunter a little bit hurt here, but they're gonna have to play it safe. We got Ix getting the healing, doing his job. There's the dive, gonna do the silence and about 700 damage. Good stuff. And 7-second cooldown. Nothing really at all. So the nice thing about Vinny's spike dive, and the reason why it's so good, is because you can throw it out all the time, and it does great damage. Gonna do 700 damage to Paulo there. Manager's got the nuke, but he doesn't seem to actually hit the jump pad in order to hit anybody with that nuke. But we got Nikki trying to find the throw, is not going to find it, gonna eat a snare bite for Strubbles instead. And red team has gotten the ground back. This is the thing, like, blue team has not been able to keep up the pressure. But here's something I see that might actually help a lot in keeping up the pressure. Clink has opted for double pills and medical pump. So we're going to see a really, really big health bar in a little bit.
I always like how, like, when Klunka is, like, got his max health, he just kind of walks towards the enemy team. The health bar touches there. First, let's get him to wait. Here goes the anchor dive by mine, trying to make banter, and there's a big team fight happening. Then Body Hunter going to be leaping out. Nikki going to see what punches he can find. Not too much. If they try to jump off the jump pad, then the manager is going to snare explode them. And so they're not going to do that. They know better. And Body Hunter going in, just giving a little leap pack that's going to do 475 damage to the Vinny. Just kind of a little check there to make sure he stays in, you know, he stays in line. And here comes the fight. There's going to be an Anchor Dive whiff, but he is going to hook Manager. There's the Protected Post coming out. There's the Refract. And you have shields everywhere here. There's the Beacon Cloud. Nikki going to get snared by, and they're going to be backing up now. And this should be the chance for XiPang Disciples to retake the lanes and move the team and move the droids forward, which is exactly what they're doing. It's looking really, really like something's about to go down. Like Doodoo Demons does not want to be in this position. They do not want to be on the defense. You know, waiting for the move. There comes the explode. It's going to be whipped. They can go in hard right now. There's going to be a throw on Paulo, but there's not going to be a hook. Paulo's going to manage to get out, farm the creeps, but Manager is having to run back low. Ubi's going to go in and try see if he can hook some of the spike dive. It's already going to be a whip, but there it is. And now Body Hunter's going to leap out. Now Ubi's taking a lot of damage, and then the spike dive is going to be a whip, not a whip, but barely miss him. But ultimately, the DOT is going to be taking out Paulo right before he gets to the health pack. That's going to be a 1-0 in favor of Doodoo Demons, and now they're going to get this push. They should be able to take out this top turret. You have the silence coming out onto both Body Hunter and Mr. Manager, and now they should be able to take down the bottom turret as well, and they're just really this was exactly what they needed. Manager started that team fight off, dropping in with Explode, no one near him, complete whiff, and there is nothing that shoots off a red flag like go in on me as just hitting Explode on nothing right in front of the enemy team. That is like one of the biggest red flags in Awesomenauts.
Increases potential max health to 420 by hitting enemies with
wow.
I know, I'm so mature, but either way, he's going to have so much health. He's going to have near 4,000 health in just a moment once he gets a few fights. He might actually reach 4,000 health. I think he'll be just about 100 short. But that is going to be an insane amount of health. That is going to be one big ol' health bar, and that's going to help Manager a lot here. So looks like Nikki's actually the best thing for Manager here is he just uses that bulk to save Paulo, because Paulo is low health. He's got a little over 2,000 max health, and Body Hunter, he's got that protected post to help keep him alive. There's the swap. A bite is going to miss though. Dave W is not going to get hit by the bite, and he's going to be able to grab those creeps. And now here comes the 700 damage dive, and we all see it coming. Paulo taking way too much damage from that. Gonna have to fall back, but here comes the nuke. Isn't going to hit anything though. Manager needs to hit those, but Body Hunter's going to throw protected post, but it's just going to get melted, and he's going to get taken out by Ubi's auto attack there with the anchor swing. Humboldt is one scary little anchor there, and now we've got the red team pushing this bottom tower, and now they've got that ground back. They have evened it up and some, like plus some, and it's just going to be hard for the blue team to make it back. Now they have the XP disadvantage. Now Manager needs to hit like a really sick nuke. There's the explode. Nikki's going to take a ton of damage. She is going to go down, but now Paulo and Manager are in a terrible spot. Mr. Manager has 1,000 health still, but he can keep walking. There's the dive. He's going to stay alive though with all of that HP. It's so much health. You can't kill it. You can't kill the metal. But Body Hunter is going to have to clear these droids, but he's got that cleave on his golden arm. And now
deals so much damage too. Those 200 damage auto attacks are juicy.
He's also got weaken on power lunge. He's got 24% weaken when he lunges an enemy with that right click. So that's going to be really effective against Vinny, because it lasts for about 2 seconds. That's a pretty generous amount of time. It's not like, you know, it's not the good old days of Red Banana back when it was 25%, not 15, but it's still going to be quite an effective little bit of weaken there. Paulo could also pick up weaken as well, though I don't know if that's the best pickup to get, but he's got knockback at the end of Refract, which could be
but he might be going down there. There it is. And
the weaken onto Nikki. Nikki's doing 25% less damage, 24, whatever. It's about the same amount. I can't do math. What are numbers? And we got the blue team making the
this might be very significant. That is a 2 for nothing.
Is this it?
They are gonna be pushing like crazy here. They are big. They have big bodies here. Nikki doesn't have any AoE besides that throw there. It's going to be hard for him to really try and clear him out. And he knows all he can do. He's waiting at that turret. He's going to try and minimize it and do his best to not die while he waits on his team to get back in lane. And Vinny is dropped, but Swingus is still on the way, collecting the solar, and here comes the first back turret push of this match. We see a 4th kit taken out. There's going to be a spike dive just to kind of do a little check. They're probably going to push that a tiny bit longer. Nah, they probably shouldn't. And we actually see them coming off that top lane.
Okay, manager barely gets out. Oh,
that was
Nikki
really close.
Throwing that punch, yeah. Oh, titanium hard hat. I personally would have taken Blueprint's container. That would be a much better upgrade. But reducing the base damage you inflict upon yourself is still quite effective, as he's going to take 0 damage when he uses Explode now. And although he's still got that long cooldown, it's going to help him stay alive in those team fights a little more. Blueprint's container might have been a bit of a better upgrade, just because it's going to stop that. It's going to reduce spike dive and anchor dive damage by 50%, and you can almost use Explode like a defensive maneuver rather than initiation.
I think the only reason he doesn't want to do that is he wants to save damage on the team fight, but not necessarily have to wait on the spike dive or the anchor dive to use Explode. He wants to use Explode as he thinks it'll get a kill, and that means he gets the damage saved. He's got the protected pose from Body Hunter for saving the damage from the spike dives and that, because I think that's the main reason, is that he's not going for that sort of tactic, because then it might be too easy to read him. Then Nikki can use that to try and bait out the Explode and throw him right away, and then get him in a really bad situation. I mean, my guess, is honestly just, you know, at this point, a theory craft, because we don't really know what's going through his mentality. But that is some of the different things that I think would happen that if he did that.
Well, looking at the upgrade trees here as well, deadlift is almost maxed. I'm fairly certain he's got one more spot on his protective pose, or not, excuse me, his power lunge, not protective pose. He might go for cooldown though, because it seems like he's using it a lot to escape as well as deal damage and initiate, which would be quite effective. He's got that slow on protective pose as well, having that 22% slow when he uses protective pose, and he's using that lunge to get away once again. Gonna get to safety. Not really too much happening when Ubi chases him as Swiggins, but Clunk still has a lot of upgrade slots to go. He's still got 1 bite slot, he's still got an auto attack slot, it seems, and he's still got, actually no, he just has the bite and auto attack slot, but there are definitely some nice things that he can get with those slots. He can pick up Juggernaut Fat Pete, he can pick up missile damage just in general to help with push. Free flight fins would be quite good as well if he wants to sacrifice a bit of extra damage. And he could also pick up the multi-hose, which would allow him to snare 2 people, or just more damage on bite. So there's plenty of things you can get here. You could even pick up Power Converter, which would give him a ton of extra health, and that might be a good idea. But you got Nikki, Ubi, and Dave W all hanging out in the blue team's creep area, trying to get that ground back. They're going to go in. Oh, no, not quite. He doesn't get that snare quick on anyone important, so he's not going to be able to get throw or any kind of setup. While the blue team is just recuperating, and well, they've kind of always been recuperating, and they're just kind of sitting here. There's one big initiation is about to happen. This is the silence before the storm, and this is, oh, there's the throw onto Apollo. Here comes the initiation from everyone. Manager is done. He's dead. There's nothing left there. Apollo, don't do the swap. Oh, he's gonna do the swap. Well, it actually might have worked out for him, as he's gonna be able to get away, it seems, unless he gets thrown, but he uses the refract to dodge the throw, and he's gonna be able to stay alive along with Body Hunter. So I think this tower is going to be able to stay up another day, unless they get outplayed by Nikki and get thrown into death. But those droids still
he's out clearing that. Well, now he's coming on.
There's still droids at the bottom though. That's the problem. Those droids are back. Oh my goodness, there's 4 droids heading to the back turret.
Ooh.
Ooh, they jumped over it. No, they didn't. But there's only 1 droid there. But I thought the droids were going to jump over that set of droids, but they might still be able to do a bit of damage to that tower, which it looks like is going to happen, so the red team might have to retreat because of that. That's exactly what they're doing. They have to deal with those droids, otherwise they're going to lose like 5 bars of health there. So that's a bit of a pain in the butt for them. But either way, blue team not doing too much here. And, well, that's a lucky break, those droids being the MVP of the match. And, well, they're just kind of hanging out. They're going to go grab some upgrades. The last few upgrades they need. We're seeing missile damage on Flunk rather than Juggernaut Fat Beat or the free flight fins, which is arguable, but I think it's still a good call to get extra damage rather than something like attack speed. But that is indirectly damage as well. And, well, we've got the attack speed on auto attack for Deadlift, so now his auto attack is going to be even more insane, doing 200 damage even faster. But right now, not too much crazy stuff. It's just like if Apollo finds a good swap and Manager can, get on that right away, then we might actually see this game go in favor of XiPang Disciplines. We have almost dead even experience. Like, that experience bar is very, very close. And we've got 12 kills for each team. We've got 34 minutes into this match. It's another hilariously long Sorona match, but this one is like fun to watch because it's like, can Team XiPang Disciples actually win with the underdog crew? Can they win with the Clunk comp against Nikki Skull and like their amazing double dash team? If this happens, that would be an amazing match. And it still kind of is an amazing match, reaching 35 minutes in, but it's just wow. But Body Hunter's in AFK, but it looks like he is back now, and both teams have barely seen each other in the last like minute or so. They're not really doing anything. I'm not sure if there's issues with someone's connection or they're just waiting. But either way, I think well, we're actually getting upgrades here. So it looks like they're actually stalling to get some upgrades here. Dave W going to teleport back. Has there been an issue in this match or something? Because it seems like as if there is not really any confrontation going in at all. But no, never go. Now we got the Earthquake coming out on Body Hunter. Body Hunter going to try and get a lunge, but not really anything going to happen with Team DD. There's the launch on the Dave W. He's going to be weakened for a couple seconds there, but it's not really going to affect anything. Well, we've got Manager, Hollow, and Body Hunter all hanging back by the turret. Well, Red Team here is going to try and get something done. There's the extra stage of missile damage on the Clunk, having only one bite slot to fill now. And we're going to see the cooldown reduction on Power Launch, which I figured what he was going to get. And it looks like he has actually committed to that, going to be able to have 1.6 seconds of cooldown reduction, which is going to be quite an effective little escape tool now, having a very, very short cooldown of just less, yeah, it's going to have a very short cooldown of about 5 seconds, a little more than that. But here's the throw coming out on a Manager. Manager's going to go in with the nuke. He's going to do a ton of damage to Nikki, I think, but there's the bite and then the salvo with the extra damage missiles. But Ubi is chasing with auto attack. Manager's going to go down. Nikki steals the health pack as well. And now Body Hunter and Apollo have to got to defend here, but there's not really droid wave, so actually here they come now.
Yeah, this time they're
Droids
actually going to get
cleared.
some bars off this turret, and that's going to be a really big game changer. If they can get base exposure off of this, then Doodoo Demons will be perfectly set to go and get that back turret. And look how much damage they're dealing to it. Look, they got so much push just in such a short amount of time, just getting their auto attacks in, getting the spike dives, getting the oily, and now it's really coming down to their point. It's really, really coming down to the nitty-gritty here. We're at 36.5 minutes, and yeah, it's getting close.
We're seeing full auto attack damage on Vinny, actually. No Nikoiza or anything, just attack speed and attack damage with Al Carver and Scarfish. So that's going to be quite the scary auto attack, actually, as the red team is now all going in through the top lane here. Doodoo Demons, there's the swap. Can he get it? The bite. No bite though, but the throw is actually going to hit Dave. He's going to throw the exploding clunk into Dave W. He's going to do a ton of damage. Dave W might go down. He's got some little health, but Manager is going to go down. Body Hunter's going to get thrown, but Paulo versus the world here. It's a 2v1. Paulo has got nothing left, but the swap. Can he get the kill? No. The dive is going to finish him off. That's got to be the game. What a heartbreak. But Demons is finally.
They might be able to just win this right now.
Yeah, I think they're going to. They've got too many strong auto attacks, but yeah, we got Nikki just killing these droids, and we've actually got him doing the little shuffle there, where if you try to cancel the teleport, and there we go, finishes it off. That's going to be the game for Doodoo Demons. 37-minute match, because as if the Sorona matches, like the two that have been in the stream, haven't been long enough. Let's have a 37-minute match with a Clunk comp. Wow, what a weird comp that surprisingly worked out. That was really even for a good long majority of that match. But it was just like, I'm surprised by how well Clunk was working in that comp right now. Like when I saw the draft, I feel a little bad now, because when I saw the draft, it's like, oh yeah, well it's yeah, Doodoo Demons wins, but really they put in a great effort, and I feel a little bad now for that. But that was really well played. Manager had a couple of instances where he kind of went in with the exploder, just went in and just mistimed a few things, and that got him killed, which I think contributed to Doodoo Demons being able to actually close out and seal the deal on this match here. But for the majority of the game, Team XiPang Disciples actually had the advantage in experience and kills and damage. But as Team Doodoo Demons started to get their damage upgrades, their late game luxury upgrades, like, I mean, look at all the damage Skull has now. Like, well, he's building as well as utility in order to help him be a little more effective. You've got all of this damage here. You've got double auto attack damage, you've got throw damage, and then you've got height and range on Earthquake with the Snarequake. quite a lot of damage. You got auto attack damage built in on Vinny, as well as the dive damage, and then you got a really nice Cloud. The only upgrade he was missing was one upgrade for Cloud, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, he was maxed. And then Swiggins, being very well fed as well, is going to well, he's going to have the amp damage, and he's going to have so much damage at the end of the game. He's got extra stun duration as well on the anchor. Although something like a range hook could have been silly and fun, or cooldown even. But either way, just man. Blue team, like, Team XiPang Disciples almost had that, but I'd also like to point out Nicky's damage is absolutely insane right now.
How much did he actually get through that?
All right, so let me tell you here. So, Dave WDC, that's right. So that's probably not accurate, but let me just tell you the damage numbers as they say. Let's compare it to the blue team. Deadlift did 1,700 or 174,000 damage. Ix did 134,000 damage, and Clunk did 162,000 damage. Nicky did 236,000 damage, almost double Swiggins. He did
crazy.
So much damage, and he had about 600 more solar than everyone else in the match. He was going hard that match. That's insane.
That's actually really, really good. And he kept on finding those throws, and that is why there's going to be a bracket reset. Your loser final champions are actually now on the evil plating. There's one more best of 3. Whoever wins this is going to be your champion. Guys, we
still got one more set to go.
Exactly. Guys, we're going to take a very short break. The stream is going to go offline and then come back on in a span of 4 minutes. I have to quickly restart my computer in order to keep smooth production quality going on for y'all, but do not hesitate. Again, that stream is going to go offline for literally 5 minutes, and we'll go back and I'll post an announcement on the Discord channel whenever we are back. So just so you guys know, but don't go anywhere, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. My name is Mr. Pillow, and we are in now the bracket reset. Set 2 of the grand finals is Doodoo Demons versus XiPang Disciples. Joining with me once again is Ruberancy.
Hallo everybody, welcome back. We have got a bracket reset. Oh man, as if 2 half-hour plus long matches on Serona wasn't enough, time for another set. Oh man. We are in for the long haul, but we are committed to the long haul, and we're going to stream these matches, and they are going to be good. So, we've got Doodoo Demons versus XiPang Disciples, you know them, and Doodoo Demons has reset the bracket, so we have got one fresh set. This is a fresh best of 3, and no matter who wins this set, the winner is the grand champion of the May Gathers Tournament. Fancy new emblems, $60, and 2 pieces of Awesomenauts DLC for the participants, and they get to choose which ones. And, well, oh man, but we've made it. We're on the home stretch, the real home stretch. And, well, are you excited, Pillow?
I am so pumped right now. Like,
it almost sounded like you said no. For a second at the start.
That would actually be really funny, but no, I am pumped because we're at a moment like I love it when you're like at a point of inevitability. I like it when when each team is in a situation where one of them has to lose, and that's what we're getting down to in the last best of 3. Okay, so with that said, now it's Doodoo Demons versus XiPang Disciples. Doodoo Demons is gonna be banning now Deadlift, Nah, Ted, Penny, and Vinny. On the blue side of things, you're going to see Genji, X, band out and pick up Sentry, Scree, and Swiggins. Looking at these comps here, you have an immense amount of CC coming out from XiPang Disciples. A lot of kind of sneaky damage that kind of comes at you. On the red side of things, you have damage for days, huge numbers on the board. You have Airstrike, Pulse, Spike, Dive, Pounce. You have the shotguns, all the Tetris, and the grenades. Honestly, they can just kind of erase someone, even the Sentry, and for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and say Doodoo Demons has a much better comp here.
I'm going to be inclined to agree with you. Sentry Scree can put in some work, and Swiggins is a fantastic pick, but that is a lot of damage, and we've seen Nicky pull some crazy stuff, but who knows, maybe I'm completely misguessing everything, and it's just going to be like, oh, well, XiPang Disciples is like taking every tower in the first 5 minutes somehow. And, like, we'll see if I am the fool. But either way, it's not Serona, so I could be happy with this. And...
right? Nah.
But yeah, we're ready to get into this match. I don't really have any specific thoughts, but yeah, Doodoo Demons, a lot of damage. XiPang Disciples, a good amount of damage. And that's what I think this is the deciding thing here.
Exactly. Let's watch the match, my friend. I am at the 21-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown?
Absolutely. Counting down from 3 and going. Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we off on the red side. You got Dave W playing the Vinny and Spike. You got Nikki playing his signature Ted McBain. Ubi once again picking up the penny. On the blue side of things, you got Paulo playing the Scree. You have Baldi Honto playing that Sentry. And Mr. Manager going to be playing the Swiggins. The gates are open and the teams are off. And it's looking like it's going to be a really, really great match as they storm into mid. DD is going to take it first. And there's the airstrike. It's going to hit Paulo and Manager. Already getting some good poke and Max Black Hole coming on Body Hunter. He's going to be forced to back up. In order to really land Black Holes a lot of the times, I really think Body Hunter is going to need to really make good use of his beacon and use his beacon to land them. If he just walks forward, he's not going to land it. He's going to get kited and be dealt a lot of damage. There's going to be a Black Hole right there on Penny, though. She's going to bounce out. It'll be fine. There's going to be Solid Blade Retraction and get some damage, though. Dave W is going to be shrugging it off and just pick up the health pack. And yeah, there's going to be a Spike Dive coming on the Manager. There's going to be the hook on Dave W. He might be the first blood. Great Black Hole, and there it is. Body Hunter Manager find the auto attacks, followed up. Great follow up off a hook into a Black Hole, into those auto attacks. Going to be the first blood, a minute and a half mark, and now they're set to go down and get some push. They got a little bit of chip on that top turret there, maybe even a bar. But you know, that's defining the note of it again, and you know, they want to start all these matches. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Mr. Manager whipped on Newbie really hard right there. He probably would have been able to turn that into a frag. The blue team is walking down to bottom and going to see if they can get that cleared up. Dave W is above, just waiting for his right moment. And not much else coming in. Here comes the blue team. Chase out. Nikki going to be in a black hole right here. And Manager is going to be silenced. That silence from Dave W preventing Manager from following up with the spike dive. It looks like they're going to go for the solar boss here. And both teams going for the solar bosses. Those look like there's going to be any mistakes on either side. Both of them cleaned up. And they got the solar, got the XP. And they're going to be going on. We see the airstrike coming up here. And not much of note yet. Really occurring, just both teams going back and forth, calmly taking the droids. Body Hunter used to have this thing where he said, hey, he's pulling up Body Hunter and just like go crazy on people when they do the solar boss and go at all costs to steal it. Do you think we're going to see any teams go that high risk, high reward here, Uberancy?
I feel like since we're in the grand finals after a bracket reset, maybe not. Though Nikki's going to get the silenced telefrag on him. Ubi almost going down, and oh, Nikki's in a terrible spot. And Dave W. Dave W's going to go down. Nikki's got no health. One auto attack. Manager! Okay, he gets the auto attack.
I was about to say, Manager dies here. I am clipping that and making that the intro of every video we ever do ever again. Okay.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's two members of the red team down, and once again, hey, I think the red team's gonna win. Just kidding, the blue team is about to take the bottom tower, and they've gotten 3-0. But Ubi's gonna take a bunch of damage. He's almost dead.
And he's barely getting out, barely any HP. Because of the health pack before that, he was at 80 HP. That's insane. And now we're just going to see the footsie nuts going to resume. Manager going to have to back up. The red team going to see if they can set up some footage while the blue team is low and out of position, out of lane, not defending. Black hole there is going to keep those droids. Body Hunter doing a good job, just trying to, you know, keep that stuff healthy. He's going to come over the jump back, get ready for a telefrag here. He's going to land on Ubi, and that's going to be a nice little chunk of silence. Just kind of not really much going to come out of it as a result. You've got to watch for telefrags off the jump pad is a really, really scary thing. There's going to be a double black hole.
Oh, that was a really good hook.
And the hook and the lightning might take him out. So much numbers coming on the board, but Nikki's actually going to move forward. Not only getting the lightning away from his teammate Ubi, but taking out Paulo with the shotgun and a 1-for-0 in favor of Doodoo Demons. Getting their first kill on the board, and they are going to go ahead and get some push, at tiny shreds of push as a result. And go for the solo boss right quick. And while kind of the blue team stuck defending, so they're not really getting any push, but they need to find that farm, they need to find that solar, they should be able to even out the levels. Dave W in a really bad situation on top lane though, and now Ubi's going to take an Acre Dive, go down to half health, and airstrike going to hit on Paulo, and yeah, they need to watch out for these fights, watch out for these engagements. They're not really respecting the Swiggins at the moment. Swiggins is great here in the early game. He's really ready to go in. He's a really functional member of the Blues team composition here in relationship to the red teams. But they really got to be worry and really be thinking about the, that prospect of taking that anchor dive to the face, taking that anchor hook to the face when a fight occurs.
Absolutely. I agree with that, and just blue team's actually gonna clear these droids up top. Oh, there's the stun pack. I feel like initiation's coming on. No, it doesn't look like it, and well, not too much happening. The blue team's just gonna hang out in the middle. But looking at the upgrades, we've got the ancient octant and the blue heart metal on Swiggins. Basic stuff. It's what you expect. Lots of extra damage is very nice. Plus the AoE is gonna make it so you can get some free damage on an enemy Awesomenaut, but it doesn't matter because Mr. Manager's gonna take a ton of damage. But there is the anchor drop on a Nikki there, gonna do a good chunk of damage. But Body Hunter in a terrible spot now. Oh, the dive! Just gonna go in and finish off Body Hunter. No risks here. Manager teleporting out, and Paulo by himself on the front lines currently. Night Vision Spy Watch on to Sentry, as well as Counter Intelligence Cross. I have not seen that in a while, which is going to make his mines homing after they die out, prolonging the lifetime a little bit and making them much better at poking. But it is going to have their damage, so you've got to be careful using that, because, if you could just hit someone with hit a turret or hit someone with the normal attack, then just do that, because if they get the homing damage, it's only half damage, but that's still some really nice poke. Wow, great use of the teleport there in order to dodge that airstrike by Body Hunter, able to avoid about 500 damage there, with Ubi just going to eat an anchor hook to the face. And there's the totem in the silly spot, going to block the chimney there, going to stop the red team from actually going to the top lane. And, well, we got Paulo, Body Hunter, hanging on the bottom lane. There is the teleport beacon, and now they're just going to wait for the initiation. They got an uncharged black hole here, but can he get something done with it, as Nikki's going to eat an anchor hook to the face, it looks like, and not too much is going on here. Airstrike's going to come out, but it is going to be a whiff, and there's the telefrag, going to hit Nikki, but not really do too much damage afterwards, and Nikki might teleport out, doesn't look like it, and, well, not too much crazy stuff happening with the blue team just clearing, and a little bit of poke on that bottom turret, scaring the red team a bit, constantly hearing, your turret is almost destroyed, your turret is almost destroyed, is not the most, it makes you a little stressed out. And we got the Tedris on the Nikki here, on the Nikki Ted. We got Tedris, and we've got Starstorm Statue, but there's the Night Vision Spy Watch I was talking about earlier. Not going to really be able to do anything with it. Thinking of maybe using that movement speed in order to get in against the enemy team quite easily, but then there's the airstrike, actually going to miss Body Hunter there. Body Hunter is able to get out of the way of that. Paulo's going to go down, though, to Ubi's claw attack. Body Hunter has a fully charged black hole. He's going to catch Ubi and Nikki in it, but it doesn't matter, because the only person left alive is Mr. Manager, and he is going to have to back out because he's in a 1v3 here. And you've got Ted and Gunpenny on your team. It's going to be it's not going to be too hard in order to push right now, and they really need to be pushing bottom or getting some kind of push in. They have the ability to do this. They've got so much push potential. But Nikki's going to get caught. Okay, they have the anchor drop. There's the black hole, and he is done and dead. DED. But looks like not too much crazy stuff now after that frag, but they might try to get some ground and get some push, which seems to be happening on the top lane here, getting a little bit of poke here and there with Sentry and Scree. No, not the best auto attacks they're pushing, but it is going to be a decent little bit of damage. Body Hunter trying to get the cheeky telefrag as well, but not really going to be able to do that. Spike Dive actually misses Body Hunter there, so he's not really able to do anything. And Black Hole going to come out, not going to hit anyone, and, well, not too much crazy stuff going on. Dive is going to, well, it's gonna hit, but it's not really gonna do much. There's just a little bit of poke and actually counter pushing coming out from the red team. They're just gonna decide to push top a little bit, because why not? That bottom turret for blue being very low. All the front turrets are very, very low here, and no one's opting to really kill their solo bosses right now. As soon as I say that, Dave W changes his mind, I guess. But now we got Body Hunter killing that solo boss, and we've got the Cookie Monster badge and Gray Man group badge on Penny. That auto attack is going to do 160, 170 damage already. That thing is going to be absolutely devastating. Plus the stage of Starstorm Statue. That is a scary auto attack, and I don't think Body Hunter or the turrets are going to have a lot of fun with that thing. So, what do you think the first? What do you think the next initiation is going to be like? Who do you think is going to get the next bit of blood, and is going to result in like 2 towers going down because of how low all the towers are?
Okay, well the thing is to remember is that you have a lot of initiation buts on the blue team. They have the actual initiation knots, and it kind of forces the hand a little bit here to try and go, for example, more of a what do you call it? The red team has to kind of go for more counter initiation or catch someone overextended necessarily. There's a lot more CC to be afraid of on the blue team than there is the red team. when they can go in, they can erase someone. But when you consider the shields, consider the totems, you know, if they mess it up, then it's going to you know, not go good.
It's going to not go good. Yeah. Well spoken indeed. But red team trying to make some push on this top tower, but the Scree Totem ain't having none of it. And, well, you got Nikki throwing out the airstrike, trying to get some poke damage or something, but stun pack is going to come out. They're going to actually hit a lot of people with that pulse there, it seems. I'm assuming that's what that was. I saw everybody's health bars just drop. So, anyways, we got Moldy Hunter. He is going to throw out the black hole, but not going to be able to catch anyone in. There's Dave W. almost getting caught in that totem there, but just going to take a little bit of damage. Going to hit that dive. We're going to hit that turret with the dive. Ooh, we've got an interesting pickup. Debuff immunity on the Swiggins here after using Anchor Drop, or excuse me, Anchor Hook. So he's going to have a debuff immunity shield of 2.5 seconds when he hits someone with the Anchor Hook. And that's a good alternative to the Kraken statue, which is usually the upgrade you see a lot of the time. There's a few niche upgrades you can get on Hook. You can also get range on Hook, which is quite effective and great for initiating from a range. It can be quite silly looking too on maps like Sorona. But because like normally you don't get the second upgrade for Anchor Hook until later on. You get Ancient Octet and Blue Heart Metal because they're so good, and then usually you kind of wait. Like you get Kraken Statue or something like Range Hook a little later on in the game because it's just not worth it. You'd rather get more damage or get some sustain and beefiness. But we got a bit of a fight going up here on the top lane with Paulo throwing out the Saw Blade. Not really going to be able to get any kills with that though. And Team XD rotating down to the bottom lane, but then he's gonna mess up the teleport and actually still get hit by that airstrike and waste his teleport beacon. So gonna have to be careful here. But we got the red team, we got Team DD, Doodoo Demons. They are going to try and kill this top tower, which is finally gonna go down as manager's gonna have to teleport out. We've got Body Hunter with the half-charged black hole, but it's also gonna teleport out. Blue team playing super safe as they're actually gonna lose that bottom front turret as well. And we're not really seeing too much stuff. Well, actually, we're seeing a lot of stuff show up on the screen now because we got a lot of bot items. We got Alien Hula Girl, which is going to be a little bit of extra slow for the Scree. We're seeing Circuits of Time, which is going to give the decoy to the Telefrag, allowing for actual Telefrag damage to happen for Sentry. And we're going to see Krill Biscuits on the Swiggins, which gave him a little bit more escape. This pretty much means that when he gets an Anchor Hook and throws the drop out immediately afterwards, he's going to have a 2-second debuff immunity shield and be able to move a bit faster, which is going to help him get away a lot easier. So it's actually a pretty smart buy there. The only thing he's lacking now is the damage upgrades. He wants to get his auto attack damage, and he wants to get Fnatic Spoon as well. And he also wants to deal with the Super Droid right now. You know, in the now, sort of, but he's going to eat a missile to the face twice. He's going to take 1,000 damage from the Super Droid. Not something you want to do most of the time. But blue team rotating around. The red team is trying to get some poke onto this top tower. And, well, we got Dave W just kind of almost dying. The 4 damage almost managing to kill him. And we got Paulo with very little health. We're going to have to teleport back. And we're seeing a lot of pills coming on the red team, actually. We've got Gun Penny with max damage, and then we've got one stage of Starstorm Statue. We got double pills on Penny. We got pills on Nikki after getting max auto attack damage. The red team has a lot of auto attack damage, and the Nvidia is kind of the burst and the initiation for them. So they're gonna have a lot of push if they can get a kill here.
Indeed, and that brings them into a situation where they can, if they can carve into the enemy base, it's going to be a real situation that really turns being disciples into a scenario where they have to stay really far back and they're going to have trouble going in. So far, Body Hunter might go on the hunt for the black hole. They can go high risk, high reward. They try and hit their CC right now off the jump pad, but they don't. They can take a lot of damage now. Doodoo Demons knows that they're going in. They're trying to push them off. Nikki immediately just starts taking down that solar boss. Yeah, they're going to go for it. They're not worried about it getting contested. And they're going to get another chunk of solar and XP. And even though the levels are even, they have almost a 2-level lead here. Just a few more droids and they will have it. And then they will really be in a position to push a fight. Because they got kills here. They got damage. They can do a lot. There's going to be a spike dive coming out there. And Anchor Dive is going to be a whip as well as the airstrike. So far, it's just kind of really, we're in a complete state of neutrality, you know. We haven't seen a real engagement go on in quite a couple minutes, just stalling back and forth, rotating. Because of the pokes that Doodoo Demons have gone off, they should be able to get a smidge of damage onto that turret. Nope, following time with the droids, and yeah. It's just going kind of very slow pace. The solar bosses are back once again. what does each team need to do to really make the engagements happen? Like, actually, let me ask that question on the flip side. What would be the worst way to start an engagement that might look good on paper?
That might look good on paper. Manager goes in and completely commits the anchor hook and drop, which he kind of just did, but misses the drop. Wow, he almost played that out to a T, except he didn't get super punished for it. That's kind of hilarious, but he actually, Paulo, well, it is kind of playing out to a T, as now Paulo and Body Hunter are going to go down, and Manager's going to go down, and just Moby's going to go down, and the blue team is now wiped out. That played out as I was saying it. What the hell just happened? I was about to say, well, if Swiggins goes in and misses the anchor hook and drop, although he hit the anchor hook, he missed the drop, and then the red team just punishes them because they have no form of stun now. They could be in some trouble, and that is literally what just happened to the blue team. So that is kind of hilarious, as that top tower is going to go down, and now the red team is just going to push this bottom tower right now, and going to do a ton of damage. Gunpenny getting some work in on that, and 600 damage on that airstrike onto Paulo's face, a poor shaman. But now all of the red team going to teleport back and use a lot of that money from that wipeout, as well as killing a tower to get some much needed upgrades, and they're going to have a 2-level advantage as well. Now they can just start snowballing, really. They can just push whatever tower they damn well please, or the base, and if they get a kill, then they pretty much just win the game. But Manager running around with that shield of his, and going to eat a Super Joy missile to the face again in like the exact same spot. Deja vu. But Body Hunter is there to help deal with it, hopefully, as, yeah, he didn't get hit by it this time, but he gets hit by an airstrike instead for his troubles, with Body Hunter having a fully charged black hole now because of that, though, so he's kind of, if the red team has to be careful if they decide to try and push this bottom tower, but Body Hunter just kind of sitting there doing whatever, jumping and hopping up and down, and the red team is going to steal the solar boss from the blue side, not even bothering with their own. Actually, they have killed it, but Paulo taking a lot of damage. Gonna have to stay back. He's got to do a little dance there, and he's got to make sure that he doesn't get just chipped away by all those strong auto attacks that the red team has. But there's the Tedris coming out from Nikki as well. He's had that for a little bit, but I haven't really been paying too much attention to it. But it is quite nice, because with double Starstorm statue at this late in the game, that thing does about 200 damage per shot, so it's a very good poke and very effective, as Ubi's gonna go in and get the nice kill onto Manager, and now Body Hunter in a terrible spot, but he's gonna get the telefrag and the silence, but the dash is gonna come out, and that is it. Now it's just Paulo with 2 bars left. He's going to try and teleport. He knows he's there, but he's stunned out of the teleport, and Nikki is going to get the kill, and that's it. That's going to be the first match of the set is going to go. It is it. You've got Gunpenny and Ted and Vinny. You are not, that tower is not going to live. That base is not going to live. Swiggins is back, but that doesn't matter, as that is going to be it for this match, and that's going to be it for XiPang Disciples, as Doodoo Demons has taken the first match of this bracket resetted match. 1 more win for them, and they win the whole tournament.
Thank you. And that was a really good match. Pretty back and forth at first, and honestly, at first in favor of XiPang Disciples. But they got their act together, they started finding good frags, and the man's damage came out. And I think XiPang, they keep on picking these Sentry comps and get things like Scurry and Swiggins going. I think Sentry might be a little bit overrated in the current meta. I say that seriously, not ironically. I just don't think he's as good as he used to be. It's really hard for him to go in. He's kind of predictable to read. The only way you can be unpredictable is with a Mizbeak, and I don't ever see anyone who really picking that up. I would like to see, hopefully now that I get picked up this time, I can get another damage dealer, because Red Team had a comp where if everything got landed, people were just erased off the map, which is exactly what we saw happen. We saw, and they were constantly just dealing out these huge airstrikes, these huge spike dives, these huge pulses, and it just came completely in favor of them, because they are just crushing them with the immense numbers that they put on the board.
I'd like to mention a couple members of the blue team. Like, it feels like the blue team, aside from Scree, I'd say, the builds are kind of all over the place. I think building a little inconsistently is not going to help as much either. You got Swiggins going into debuff immunity. Oh my god, what are words? But you got Swiggins going into debuff immunity on his anchor hook, which seems good, but then he starts getting anchor health, he gets another stage of regen, he gets grill biscuits, he gets shield. Where's the damage? Auto attack damage from Fnatic Spoon would have helped a lot in those fights, especially dealing with, you know, some semi-squishy characters here, in order to, since he's their only real, well, actually they're all initiators, but, you know, he's got that dive in, and that'll help a lot. You can get that extra stun on Kraken statue, maybe. And Sentry's build, although Sentry isn't doing too good in this match, his build wasn't too great either. I'm not so sure about the counter-intelligence cross, which is an interesting pickup, which might just work. but it's a little strange and a little more out there. And then you got the telefrag damage, microfilm, standard stuff. But you know, it just something, just maybe like the less consistent stuff, and maybe that hindered them a little. But that's just a thought of mine. I'm not too sure. But a 3-level difference and the core being dead does make sure that Doodoo Demons has taken the first match here, and one more win for them, and they're going to win the whole tournament. But unless you have any final thoughts, Pillow, I think we're going to go to another break and get this next match set up.
Yes, indeed. Do not go anywhere, Mark. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble Grand Finals for our May Gathers event. And we are in round 2 of XiPang Disciples and Doodoo Demons. And Doodoo Demons have played the underdog story and turned this game on its head. When it was previously XiPang Disciples that had the match point, they went into bracket reset. And now Doodoo Demons, it's match point for them. XiPang Disciples is in the exact scenario Doodoo Demons was earlier. They have to win the next 2 matches in a row without dropping either of them in order to come out of this victorious. Joining with me is once again Uberancy. You hanging in there, my good sir?
I am hanging in there. So much Awesomenauts, too much Awesomenauts. But
Too much Awesomenauts. What?
yeah, I know it sounds insane. I must be a crazy person. But we are finally nearing the end of this journey. We have got at maximum 2 matches left, but this could be the last match. And well, we'll see how it goes. Doodoo Demons only needs 1 more match to close this and bring it home. And we've got 1 more. Well, we've got potentially more than 1, but we've got 1 more live match to show you right now. And well, it's being played right now, so we'll have to hop into it pretty soon. But first, we need to go into the draft. And for Team 1, XiPang Disciples, we've got the Bandnots being Vinny and Soygens. The Picknuts going to be Penny, Coco, and Ix. Coco you don't see too much, so this will be interesting. And then for Team Doodoo Demons, you've got the Bandnots being Genji and Lux. And the Picknuts going to be Ted, Deadlift, and Scoop. So, Scoop and Coco generally not picked as much, but Scoop's been picked a lot more. And quite the effective pick so far, being able to just really soak up a lot of that damage. Ted being played most likely by Nikki once again, and we've got Agalon. It's not Ribbit, but still, Ted is great on Agalon as well. I feel like he's still a viable damage pick if too many good damage characters are taken or just will not work, because on Agalon you can still kind of stop people from taking those jump pads unless they want to eat 450 damage or more. And he still is really good in enclosed spaces, being able to have that shotgun and being able to set up that airstrike way easier. So I'm not so sure who I think is in favor in this matchup, but what do you think, Phil?
Looking at this, I think Doodoo Demons has an amazing comp here. They have the Scoop, that deals a lot of damage, it has that great hammer. You have the protective pose, and you have Ted, which Nikki just proved how effective he is with Ted, dealing out an incredible amount of damage constantly. Pretty much one-shotting guys like Coco. The red team is going to have to be careful. They can find frags here, but honestly, I mean, the one match that XiPang Disciples won versus this Doodoo Demons, they pretty much did it with Scoop, and pretty much did it by just totally turning it around like those penny engagements. And now I think we're going to see the exact same thing happen to them that they did earlier. I have to give this. I think Doodoo Demons is going to take the match point here and win the tournament.
Yeah, I could see it happening, and that would be a pretty good end to this tournament with them being able to finally seal the deal and coming back from the bracket reset. But we'll see if XiPang Disciples actually has it in them to run this back 2 more matches. But we should hop into the actual match to see how at the 21-second mark. Are you ready, Pillow?
Yes, sir. Would you give us a countdown, my friend?
The potentially final countdown. Then again, we've pretty much said that earlier.
Countdown.
Alright, that's enough. But 21-second mark, starting from 3 and going at go. 3, 2, 1, go!
And we are off. On the red side, you have Baldy Hunter. That'll never get old, by the way. Playing your Penny, you have Paulo playing the X, and you got the famous Master Manager Coco of the Legends busting out the main for this one, boys.
Oh, man.
And then on the blue side of things, you have W this time playing the Robo Scoop. You have Nikki again playing the Ted, and Ubi playing the Deadlift. And they're off. And we're gonna see Hammer immediately. Hammer into airstrike almost hits Paulo with that. That would have been good. There's gonna be a double stun pack there, and Doodoo Demons just charging down lane, already seeing what they can get going on here. There's gonna be a lightning ball there, and a nice little poke. There's gonna be a pounce just doing it. Then Buddy needs to watch out that he doesn't get beat up there by Yubi. And we're kind of seeing some back and forth footsie knots already occur. We see the bindings coming out, we see the hammer coming out, and we don't see much of note yet. But it really looks like this is going to be a very clean, decent period of just kind of waiting for the right moment to go in. So far is what we're kind of seeing to be the paradigm, so to speak. And there's gonna be the bindings, there's gonna be the triple pulse coming out in the stomp pack, and there's gonna be a swap, and there's not gonna be a swap. Actually, none of the turret. That would have been a high risk, high reward play there, put both players in a really, really bad situation. But yeah, it's going really, again, really good so far.
Yeah, we got Nikki doing a little bit of poke damage to that tower, just about a bar, but every bit helps. We've got pretty standard starting upgrades so far. We've got extra healing / damage for Ix. We've got silence on pulse, actually, instead of something like gun penny or just raw damage or reserving mechanic. But Paulo might actually go down one shotgun shell, and he's done. Nikki getting the first blood with that shotgun. Excellent work by him. And putting Ted to good work. My boy. And, well, we've got the cooldown ball on Coco. Also really standard stuff. Just too much value, really. Like, you've got a cooldown of, like, almost less than 5 seconds, which is absolutely insane on an already decent damage and low cooldown ability. You've got Sweat Wow Band on deadlift, getting a little bit extra healing. Grenade, the power home for the Ted, getting that stun pack, and Snow Shovel.
Snared into that airstrike there once again. That's a really dangerous coming to watch out for. And they were actually making that work because you have to have good map awareness to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, you can get that snare, and then you can throw the airstrike from the bottom of the map. That's tricky to do. You need really good coordination, but it can make for some surprise kills and plays there. AW going in with the bindings, doing a little bit of damage and getting some health back himself. Nikki doing his thing with the airstrikes and the shotguns and the clearing, all that good stuff. And, well, with AW with that snow shovel, he's going to be very tanky. And Scoop already is very tanky, so that's going to keep him alive and let him take a lot of that damage for his team. The problem is Pulse and Coco Ball have piercing that goes through walls and AoE, so there's not so much Scoop can tank against that. So still plenty of damage that the red team can land here. And we've actually got knockback ball on Coco here, so that's going to be an interesting little turn of events. Those droids just go flying away, and he'll be able to pretty much bring whoever he wants towards him if he can time the lightning ball right. He's going to eat an airstrike, the manager there. And swap not going to happen onto Ubi. There's the knockback ball hitting Dave W, just knocking him back a little bit. And we got X taking a good chunk of damage, and have to fall back and potentially teleport, which he is going to commit to. And, well, Ubi and Nikki actually going to do a little bit of damage to this top tower here, where you got Body Hunter and Manager doing their thing, trying to defend, got to get some charges there. And now it looks like he might go in here. Body Hunter going to try and go in with the pounce, not really going to do too much with it. But Pulse coming out doing a little bit of damage, and Dave W might go down. He is going to go down to Paulo from Team XD. And, well, we got DD Nikki going in, trying to avenge his teammate, his fallen comrade, perhaps. Is he going to try and get something done? The X is going to miss the bond, and then he is going to be able to refract out of that airstrike, though, just barely. And then Ubi trying to go in with the power launch, but now he's in kind of a bad spot. Not going to get hit by that lightning ball, though, so he should be okay to live another day. Here's the airstrike coming out, but Paulo is going to take a ton of damage from that. Almost dead. One shotgun shell would have finished him off, but Nikki couldn't quite commit to it and get that done. But there's the lightning ball, setting Dave W flying right into Manager, so there you go. That's one way to get Scoop towards you, but he did take some damage for it. And now we got Nikki pushing a bit. You got this excellent push from Ted, doing good. Because a lot of characters could have really good push, but Ted kind of has great push from base anyways. He could just kind of use the machine gun to melt turrets, even with base damage. He just got to actually get near it, though. You can always buy machine gun range, but that's not a very popular upgrade nowadays. But I don't know how popular it ever really was, but it's still a solid little upgrade if you want to be cheeky. But Nikki in a terrible spot. The knockback
really
ball
good knockback
into the turret. Wow. Oh, and Ubi's going to get destroyed by that swap and go down to Paulo's auto attack. Team XD turning it around. They want this to be a 6-game grand finals because they hate the casters, apparently. And they want this to be a 6-game grand finals, and they want to make this happen. They want to win this tournament, and they are proving that they still got some fight left in them. Working with this Coco comp, with this lightning ball comp, and getting it done. But Paulo here, and, well, just dropping down, trying to get something done. There's Body Hunter with, I believe, the gun penny. Yes, he does. He does have the Spider-Bird collector badge, so he's going to be able to throw out the ranged auto attacks. And, well, not too much he can do, but Manager might go down. No, he's just barely going to live, throwing out the Blaze Trail as he runs away. And, well, not too much happening. A little bit extra poke on that top tower there. And we got Nikki and Bob the Hunter. Well, they're just having a little clash, but Nikki just throwing out that Tedris, which he now has. Getting Tedris before auto attack damage. Something I like to do actually is get Tedris very, very early. It's a lot of fun, and it can be quite effective poke, even in the early game when you don't have your Starstorm session yet. But Ubi's going to go down to the Coco auto attack after that nice knockback there, and well, it's not looking too good for Team Demons here, Team DD, because they are in a bit of a pickle here with the red team being able to get some push now. And Body Hunter almost going down, but then there is Nikki. Might get swapped here. He is going to get swapped, but it's not really going to do much of anything except help Ix get away. The Hammer's not going to be able to catch out Body Hunter in order to get the kill. Airstrike's going to come out, but not going to be able to hit anything. And Dave W going to get launched into Coco and hit him with those bindings. Looks like just a little bit though. And, well, red team teleporting back. They got what they could, and well, they're playing a little safer now, going back to buy some upgrades. And we got a very important upgrade. We got the Cookie Monster badge coming out onto Gunpenny, so now Gunpenny's just going to be able to melt those turrets. So Dave W's going to get swapped into the pulse there.
The bindings in the protected post, and they're all coming down, and it looks like, yeah, Apollo going to get taken out. Swapping a binding scoop into your team is not necessarily the best situation, to be perfectly honest. It's not the best. Oh my gosh, that lightning ball, but the bindings. And there comes a pulse, and there comes another lightning ball.
Oh, Dave W missed that point blank hammer.
That happened.
After exploding.
Getting really down to the haywire here. What does each team need to be primarily focused on right now, in your opinion?
Well, the blue team can easily get the top tower done with a little bit more of what they're doing, just poking and pushing. But Nikki might actually go down here. No, it looks like he's going to be safe. There's that binding coming out doing a little bit of damage, and the hammer going to do a little damage to Paulo as well. But for what the blue team needs to do here, if they could just pick up a frag and get that top tower down and do a good chunk of damage to the bottom tower, that'll be good. They want to get both those frontline turrets down so that way they control the mid, they can control the invis, get it to work in their favor, and then just get the kills. But it looks like Dave W is going to be the one getting killed, and with Penny actually getting taken out by the Tedris. That's why I love that upgrade. Going to be able to get the Tedris shot onto Body Hunter. And now Paulo, got the swap though. And here comes Coco, but he's got the stun pack and going to throw it the airstrike. Not really going to do anything though, trying to hit Coco with it or bait out Coco. And not going to happen. There is the lightning ball, just going to knock those droids back. And Nikki just wants to kill that tower. They just really want to kill that tower. It needs to happen. But airstrike is going to miss the droids, poor Nikki. But, well, they're just going to play a little safer now. Penny is now back, as well as Scoop, here to fight another day. And, well, they're kind of doing their own thing. There's airstrike coming out, going to do a little bit of damage to Manager, but not too much. And we're seeing a lot of damage on Mr. Manager as well, getting a lot of bindings damage here. And we've got all of the auto attack damage on Deadlift. Well, actually, one stage of it, and you got the auto attack healing. We got double damage on Lightning Ball from Coco, so that thing's going to do about 650, 700 damage on to enemy Awesomenauts. And, there is the bindings. Not going to do too much damage, but Mr. Manager Invis is going to do 687 to Dave W there. Plenty of damage there, and with low cooldown. The guy just throw it out whenever he wants, like there, knocking the droids back a little bit. Dicky going in with the stim pack, and well, Body Hunter just gonna try and play it safe. But Coco gonna take a ton of damage. Their Manager gonna take a lot of damage and gonna get healed up by Ixie. But now we got Nikki finally dealing with this top tower here, and well, we got Body Hunter going with the gun penny and the pulse, and well, there's Dave W getting knocked around all over the place. Gonna go down, even though he hits Paulo with that nice hammer there. It's not going to be enough to save him, and Nikki just going to, if he just Tedris Paulo there, maybe he could have gotten something done, but doesn't actually know he's down there. And Niku, almost dying to that lightning ball. Body Hunter just needs to pounce in, but it doesn't look like he's going to risk it or commit to it, with Nikki teleporting back. And, well, what do you think Nikki's going to buy here? What do you think he's going to try and get? Oh, well, never mind. That answers.
I was going to say, you're the Ted man. You should be calling that up like it.
I want to test you, all right? I want to test you.
Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't respond in time because it's going to be like, maybe Storm set you in region, Oh, well, here's another question. Looking at this pinning here, we see you're kind of picking up all those quintessential upgrades. You have the company, you have the cookie badge, which is probably the most cost-effective damage. Got the silencing, got the Zurian mechanic. Coming up next, we should start to see possibly Gray Man, but more than likely start to see pounce and pulse damage and get those numbers on the board.
Talking about relative to when, you know, when all the different players need to make this list squishy. When we do see a stage of pills coming out on Deadlift, Bear Magazine on Scoop, but in general, when do the rest of the cast want to get pills in this matchup?
When do the rest of the cast want to get
Dave
pills?
W might need it because he just died. Needs some help there. But besides that,
well, he is not. He has been dying a bit, but he's been doing his job, which is just tanking up all that damage for the blue team. It'd be nice if he lived while he did it, but hey, it's what happens. But either way, getting pills. Well, Ted can get pills pretty early, actually. I'd say he's a fairly beefy character, anyways. And once you get some damage upgrades for him, he can actually get pills quite early if that's what you wish to do. And otherwise, I think a lot of the characters in this match are going to get pills in sort of mid to late game, maybe 20 minutes in, if they really feel like they need it. But Nikki does have a lot of damage, so I'm not so sure when he wants to pick. Like, Nikki has a lot of damage, so he might want to pick it up a little sooner, just to make it a lot harder to kill him, and so he can keep throwing out the damage. And Dave W is going to finally pick up a kill onto Paulo there, onto the Ix, the interloper. And, well, Ubi being low health is going to actually get one of his creeps stolen from him by Nikki. What a team player. But I think a lot of the red team's either going to want to get pills like now, or they're going to want to get it later, because otherwise, if that makes any sense, it's because Nikki's got so much damage, the blue team has so much damage that they might just get insta-gibbed anyways with pills. So they either want to get it now so that it makes a difference, or they just don't want to bother until a bit later, and they want to focus on getting their own damage to be able to kill all these beefy characters. But I'm not so sure when they want to pick it up, and maybe I just sound like an idiot right now. I don't know. But Apollo and Manager and Body Hunter are going to clear this top lane, going to try and get some push in on this top lane perhaps. But we got the blue team. Oh, the Invis is actually going to go to Body Hunter, not to Dave W. And there's the Gun Penny, going to do a little bit of damage to Nikki there and get the pulse. And going to need to get his charges back, only able to get one off of that droid there. While Nikki is just going to be finding away that machine gun, doing about 72 damage due to the double auto attack damage and the Starstorm statue. And, well, it's going to do a lot of damage for that airstrike, actually, hitting two members of the red team, but that Ix is going to just heal Body Hunter right up. And there's the pulse and the pounce, and Nikki just kind of staying in, but he's going to take a hell of a beating, and he's going to go down, but he's going to get the post-Homus airstrike onto Body Hunter, with Paulo being super low health, and, you know, he's going to have to back up. Well, we got Mr. Manager by himself, and, well, we've got Ubi and Dave W falling back. Nikki throwing out the taunts. I heard that, Nikki. Don't try to be sly. But we got Dave W and Ubi just kind of trying to defend on the bottom lane here while they wait for their teammate to come back. The nice trade that he was able to pick up there after dying. And there's the second stage of Starstorm Statue. So now he's got a ton of damage on his auto attack right now, as well as having that Starstorm Statue also applies to grenades, Tetris, and airstrikers as well. So if he decides to get grenades on shotgun, which is a very good upgrade, really, if you can angle the grenades right, you pretty much just double your shotgun damage anyways, and it's very cost efficient, but it's a little trickier to land. And getting auto attack damage also affects your machine gun, so it's really personal preference. And Starstorm Statue is just so cost efficient, especially on Ted. Dave W actually going to get hit by that lightning ball, but we can throw out the bindings. So much chaos going in now, as we got Nikki going in with the shotgun and the airstrike. Not going to hit anything with the airstrike, though, as every member of the red team kind of gets knocked away there. But Nikki, Ubi, and Dave W kind of keeping control of that mid area now. They've kept control. They are going to clear these droids, do it efficiently and quickly. There's the hammer coming out, not really going to hit anything though, and well, that hammer wasn't so efficient and quick. But blue team just going to keep control of this mid. They don't want the red team to get the invis, because invis Coco with a high damage lightning ball and knockback cannot be very fun. You know, it can not be fun. And Body Hunter as well, Penny with the pulse and pounce is also not fun when dealing with the invis. Pretty much everything on the red team is terrifying with the invis. Every knot is terrifying when you have invis, unless you're playing against like a Eulip, and even then sometimes it can be terrifying.
No, Eulip can be very terrifying with the invis, man. Gripping gaze, dude, that can catch you up.
Oh yeah.
So to take a look at everything, now we see all those pills and bigger magazines coming through. We see a bunch of defense, some kind of defensive mechanisms going on. And it's gonna be really, really hard for the red team to find these frags. You know, not someone out of position at this point, it might not necessarily actually result in a kill. That silence that Penny's going is gonna be really, really critical to making it work. She is packing a lot of damage though. She has gotten Deathlint, she's got Bug Jars. That means she's putting lots of numbers on the board whenever these engagements do occur. Once she maxes out both of those, that'll be barrier. Going the numbers game here is definitely what they need to see here. Looking at the big engagement coming right here, there's going to be a lightning ball and knocks him back into the barrier. And Nikki just going to be kind of spraying.
Oh, there's the
there's
pulse.
the pulse assassination though, going off the jump pad. He hammered his engagement. Dave W running for his life. Dave and Newbie getting back. They're not going to be the best on defense here. Red team should be able to take out that bottom turret. Alright, and it's gonna Binding's gonna come out and deal some decent damage. They're gonna get the pokes. They might not be able to finish this. They're not quite in a position to buy the turret. Penny and X both getting low, and Coco being the one that has to literally hug that turret. The creeps are up. Yubi gonna go ahead and farm them, and Dave W's gonna take that from Yubi. Not really paying attention there. Binding's gonna come out, deal some deep damage. Gonna toss out a little hammer. Nikki's back in lane. Gonna clear out the droids there, and yeah. We're going to see kind of like a little game of footsie knots occur. Apollo going back to pick up some upgrades. He's got the vegan sewer pizza, which means that him and his teammates get a 30% shield after placing in the last seconds. Should be an interesting pickup. It'll allow him to be a lot more aggressive and possibly beat out the blue team. If he can get Dave W to kind of use the bindings for nothing, that'll be a really good signal for the team to go in. And we're going to have to see how that plays out and see if he can actually find the bait tactic to occur. And yeah, manager and bodyguard, they're gonna go home and spend some more solar. They're gonna be picking up. You see Fusion coming out on the penny. You see a stage of barrier magazine, as well as shock conductors, the particles in the hand stage of that coming out on Coco. You kind of really start to get that damage. Get her tankiness. Coco gonna get surprisingly annoying to kill once she has things like pills and barrier and region all working for her. Gets that and lifesteal. It can actually be more difficult than you think to take her out because he kind of beavers this
big team fight.
There's the binding.
Manager taking a lot of damage,
and there's
but all
the
retaliation.
And that was just really good damage, landing the damage at the right times, and just managed to pick up the 2 for nothing double kill here. So with that, they're now in a prime position to push this turret. They got 2 abilities that actually reach behind and hit Dave W, but still, it's not gonna be enough to really threaten him. He's gonna get some decent damage there. He might be going in. Nope. But they do manage to get 50% of that bottom turret taken down. Bounty Hunter's gonna burn that invis and run back, and Pollard's gonna teleport as well. They're gonna go pick up their items, hopefully start to build a snowball. You see pills being picked up by Penny and Coco. The Deathlands being finished off. The more lifesteal coming out on the X, getting that crystal cereal crunch going. And the blue team is right on the top of that, but Body Hunter's going to go for the pulse, going to miss. There's going to be a Stun Pike and Hammer, not going to hit anything. There's going to be a Lightning Ball that does send Nikki back to his jungle, where he's going to just quickly heal up, no problems. How's the next big team fight going to happen? Like, I'm honestly got to say, it's got to be in favor of XiPang Disciples, because they have a lead there, and they have so much more items at this point. Especially so much more than the scoop.
Well, that big swap might be what causes this big next initiation. As Dave W is almost. Oh, is he gonna get away? No way, he's gonna get away from that. He is. Oh, but Mr. Manager might chase him. Doesn't look like it though. But he's gonna be able to get out of there. I thought that swap was gonna mean instant death for him. But also something I'd like to point out is Nikki did get grenades for shotgun. Very good. Very good. But that's going to be a lot of extra damage with his shotgun, especially when pushing against turrets. Like, the grenades explode on contact with turrets, so you can essentially add more damage to your shotgun shell when using them at the enemy's turrets. But anyways, we got the pulse coming out, but going to be a bit of a whiff here. And here's the Tedris and Nikki just doing his thing. Now, we've got Body Hunter and Apollo just kind of doing whatever and trying to look for the initiation. Nikki, about half health, going to go and grab some creeps, most likely. Doesn't have a regen, instead opting for, actually still has a utility slot left over, I'm pretty sure, so could opt for boots or even like regen or whatever he wants. But, or Curry Mammoth, but I don't see the much point in that. But we've got not too much happening now. We got Nikki just falling back, trying to play it safe, and, well, not too much they can do, but the Bindings is going to come out. Isn't going to get any kills though. It throws a Deer Strike, but does not have the piercing.
Not quite enough. But look at all those mines just enter into that lane rotation there, making it hard to come through that red barrier. Binding's going to come out and go to full health, and then there's going to be an airstrike and a whip and a link up.
living the lead there. Now Nikki might get swapped again. He is not. He's going to be fine. We're going to go ahead and pick up that Invis, see what he can find. He might be able to get a good 500 damage just from the leap alone. He's going to opt to burn it, get the team back together, get them coordinated, get the health topped off, and hopefully see something like a lane rotation interruption happen off one of the jump pads. And now it's just gonna a little bit of footsie knots, a little bit of passives. They're gonna fish out, you know, toss out airstrikes and hammers until they hit something. Same with the lightning balls coming out from the red side, or until Apollo manages to find a really nice and juicy swamp. They know what's going on down there. The reason they are just shooting down that pit and refuse to go is these, you saw the Penny and Coco were hanging down there in that bottom right-hand corner pit. I saw on the mini-map, even though my camera wasn't there. And they knew they went down there, they were going to get sandwiched immediately. That's the things you got to watch out for. But Bounty Hunter doesn't pounce out of the way of that airstrike. Very risky lane rotation here. Those are the lane rotation interruptions that I'm talking about here. He's trying to get the push going down to that bottom turret to get another couple bars going off on that. And there's the bindings, there's the protective pose, there's the airstrike, and there's might be a swap, and he's going to leap out of the way and get the distance to cancel out before Apollo can set up the nasty frag. And Bounty Hunter going to be just clearing that back. He's got that gun that clears so effectively. It's unreal just how well that works. And just keep the farm going. They are about to lose the 2-level lead. It's about to just go down to 1. And this does look like XiPang Disciples' game, though. They still have a level lead. They still have solar lead. The solar lead is a little bit just the beginning, but it's still kind of there. And big fight coming out here. There's the balls, there's the bindings, and there's the protective pose. And now the leap and the auto attack dealing out some damage. Overall, I want to say that that the red team, the lightning ball airstrike trade going to happen there, except that the airstrike's not going to actually hit Mr. Manager. I would say that it felt like XiPang Disciples should have won that fight, but they're the ones that ended up having to retreat to the jungles to get far back.
I'd say I agree, but look, here we got in the now. We've got two demons. They're just kind of poking away. Nikki doing wonders with that poke, being able to just poke with that. Just he might get caught out now.
The pulse, and there it comes, and now they're going in, dealing the damage.
But anyways, we got Mr. Manager. Oh, there's another pulse, and now Nikki is going to go down to the pounce as well. Bounty Hunter is on a killing spree, and we've got Ubi in a terrible spot as well. Going to get taken over by Bounty Hunter, who is on a roll right now. And now it's just Dave W versus the world. He's by himself right now, doing whatever he can. He's using the binding. It's a complete waste of it, to be fair. And Bounty Hunter just got the gun penny, and well, looks like XiPang Disciples might actually make this a tiebreaker in the grand finals. A super close set here, but Nikki has dropped back, and Manager Apollo and Bounty Hunter are all pushing. Bounty Hunter does not have his gun though, so he's gonna have to fall back. But here comes Nikki trying to get something done with the airstrike here. Gonna be able to pounce out of there though. Bounty Hunter just getting into the airstrike barely with pounce, and Nikki just gonna clear and a few bars of damage onto that core, but nothing too major. And they still have a turret left. It's still very doable for Team Doodoo Demons, but they might be able to bring it back. They're gonna have to be very careful here.
Burn that Invis. Nikki gonna go up the jump pad, see if he can find anything. They're just gonna be. They don't want to bring this over. There's gonna be a big swap. There's gonna be the pulse, and then a big fight coming out here. Nikki might be going down, and Ubi in a really bad spot. They can go in and find the frag. I don't think they're gonna be fast enough though. Either way, that's gonna be a 1-0 in favor of the red team. The droids are in their favor. The lanes are in their favor. Manager gonna quickly clean that up. And you're going to have a Super Droid that's about to stomp down there. They might actually be able to do this. They don't need to overextend their welcome. Nikki collecting the solar right now, but they're getting some damage in on the base. And using that bond to keep everyone healthy. And that also grants them that shield. That lightning ball. But he might live. Oh no, Polo manages to just barely get that auto attack. That's why you get that range right there on that. There on the X auto attack. What was the expression? Put it in the proof right there. Still really well done by the red team.
Oh, Nikki misplaced that airstrike, and he's completely out of position
now. If he gets
now.
fragged here, this is not good. He's trying his best on the lightning ball. Manager manages to ring him and get some as he jumps to the jump pad, and now that's going to green 16-5, 1-0 in favor once again of XiPang Disciples. They should be able to end this right now. They might be able to take out Dave W as well if he finds the pounce. There's the frag. He'll be about to die. That's gotta be game. And Bounty Hunter with the double kill are going to be taking this to a 6th match of this tournament.
Oh my god. Oh man. we don't usually have grand finals that not only go to the bracket reset, but also get every single possible match played. If this was a 2 best of 5s, I would just like, and it was like the same situation, I would just be like, that would be amazing. But
Like, oops, my computer died.
well, no, we're gonna stick through this, Pillow. We're going for it. All right.
We're
I don't care.
going the distance.
I don't care if if the stream's been live for almost 9 hours, but we're gonna get this done. We got one more match to show you guys, and before we get into that though, do you have any thoughts about this match?
They just sent me the draft link. I'm so afraid I pasted it in my browser because I'm scared it's gonna be Sirona.
Oh please! If they do that, they're all disqualified.
I will like double the prize pool if it's not Sirona. I swear, not really.
Oh man, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, it's not Sirona. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, about the game. One of the things that the Blue Team could have done differently, they're getting cut out, they didn't have enough numbers to put on the board here. They didn't really have enough damage. They would go in, they'd be landing all this crazy stuff, getting the bindings going, but it just wasn't enough. And it just led to the red team getting into a situation where they snowballed. They snowballed hard. I mean, it was 16 kills to 5, they had level advantage, a huge solo lead, and they were just able to win these fights and not really care if they got hit by everything, especially once they had those pills.
Yeah, I agree there. Like, they tried, but Nikki got overextended a couple times at the end there, and then Dave W and Ubi just couldn't keep it up, and well, that was pretty much it. But now we are on to the final match of this stream. No matter what, and unless some grievous mistake happens to like all of Ronimo's servers die, but either way, or Steam dies, whatever. But either way, let's not think about that. We're gonna think about getting this match done, and it's going to be for the grand finals, the grand champions of this tournament. Finally going to be decided next match, no matter what. Stay tuned, everybody.
You do not go anywhere, my friends. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the tournament stream. It's Awesomenauts of the Awesomenauts Rumble, and this is the final stream of the day. Uber Rancy did not just hear me say these exact words. I don't know why anybody would ask me that. But this is it. This is the match point. Whoever wins this wins the tournament. Uber Rancy, why didn't you take us through the draft?
Okay, sure, yeah. We've been streaming for 9 hours. We apologize. Really, he's been streaming. He's doing all the background work. Give him a break. But anyways, going through the draft. The final draft, no matter what, unless there's some dumb rule I don't know about, this is it for the grand finals and the May Gathers. This is it for the fancy new emblem. This is it for $60. This is it for the DLCs. We are here, finally. No exceptions. Let's get to the draft. So, Team 1, Doodoo Demons. Banned Nuts are going to be Penny and Coco. Banning Coco, don't know if that's worth it, but still did put in a lot of work last match. We saw that.
Did you see that Coco last game? Man, that,
yes,
like, I'm gonna ban
yes,
her twice just to be careful. Like,
okay,
instead of Penny,
yes,
they should have banned her twice.
I know, they're resentful of the Coco, I'm just saying. But luckily they wanted to go for the Genji pick, but luckily for Team 2, they banned Genji. But anyways, picked Nuts 4. Doodoo Demons, we've got Ted, Vinny, Lux, Damage.exe, and then for Team XiPang Disciples, we've got the bans being Genji and Swiggins, and the picknuts being Ix, Deadlift, and Froggy, which is pretty much immovable object.exe. So you've got a lot of tankiness with the Deadlift, and you've got Ix being able to have all those iframes and having all that healing on Deadlift, and you got Froggy being able to initiate a bit, do a little bit of extra damage, but I don't know if it'll be enough against the red team's damage, which, although Deadlift has been working quite well against Vinny, Deadlift probably can't deal with all the other damage that the red team has, which is going to be Ted, Vinny, and Lux. And this is Ribbit too, so this is a fantastic map for Ted. And Nick, you got Ted again. So, man, we will see. I feel like this draft is in favor of Team Doodoo Demons, but we saw what XiPang Disciples did last match, and this match is live. We are here. We are ready. Final match. They're playing it right now, and unless you have any thoughts about the draft, let's get right into it.
Let's do it, my friend. 21-second mark. The last countdown of the stream. 3
Absolutely.
On go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, and we're off. On the red side, Dave W. once again playing the role of Vinny and Spike. You got Nikki playing that Ted McPain, and Ubi playing Jimmy and Lux 5000. Remember if I'm mistaken, I think this might be the first time Doodoo Demons has played Jimmy all tournament. I think they've either always banned it or played versus it or just been ignored. Well, other way, on the blue side of things, Paulo is going to be playing the X. You have Froggy G being played by Mr. Manager, and Bolty, what the one last roll of that name there, unless he wins, going to be playing the Deadlift. Yeah, I would say I'm like 80% confident that DD has not played Jimmy yet this tournament. Maybe. There's going to be an airstrike.
I'm not sure. I have no idea, but ooh, there's the dive going in, going to do a little bit of damage to Froggy G there, and he is squishy, so he can't take any of that damage. Going to have to go and grab creeps, and he is fighting on his home turf. Maybe that'll give XiPang Disciples the strength they need to close this and seal the deal. Finally, after coming from the winners finals, DD has brought it back. It's been 3 wins for Team DD and 2 for XiPang Disciples, so we know these teams can beat each other, and these teams are pretty solid for both. So we'll see how this goes with the missiles coming out, doing a good chunk of damage to Deadlift's little projected post there. But we got Paulo going to grab the creeps so he can get back into the fray. Manager and Dave W having a little auto attack skirmish there, but there's the airstrike. Isn't going to hit Mr. Manager because he is going to be able to dash out of it with those nice lovely iframes. And we've got regarding the starting items, a lot of the same stuff that you usually see. You've got the antique machine gun for the silence on dive. You've got danger pins for a lot of extra damage on Lux's charge. Paulo actually get to take quite a bit of damage as well from that silence dive as I was talking about it. We got grenade pour home for the stun pack on Ted. We've got a little bit of power launch damage. Oh, but it doesn't matter because Mr. Manager, the excellent airstrike, gonna take out Froggy G. First blood gonna go to Nikki. That is gonna be very important because you've got pretty solid push on this team comp here, and that's gonna be a bar or two off of that top turret. So good start for Team Doodoo Demons. But regarding the builds for the blue team, you've got the hollow kickboxing gloves, which is going to give a little bit of extra damage to that power launch for Deadlift, and you've got Wraithstone and limited edition Ninja Mutant Worms. So you're going to have the extra. Oh yeah. But anyways, you're going to have the auto attack do a little bit of extra damage after the splash dash. Wraithstone going to be a lot of extra health from critters / creeps, and you're going to have Medican extra regeneration. So a lot of basic stuff that you normally see at the start of a match. Wraithstone is a good pickup on Froggy because one creep basically means full health for Froggy G, so he's going to be able to save more for his teammates as he's taking a lot of damage here. There's the airstrike, making sure to stay out of the way of that, with Nikki trying to get that frag hungry for the kills. But Nikki is going to just be clearing the bottom lane with his team all around him, his compadres. Well, blue team just cleaning up the scraps here, not really having the main control of the mid and of the battle like the red team does, but they can still make something work during the team fights here, as we've got Ubi going in and trying to get those auto attacks, doing a little bit of damage to Paulo here, but taking some in return. We got Nikki clearing this bottom lane, getting the poke with the machine gun. No Tedris yet. There's Mr. Manager going in with the dash, going to do a little bit of damage to Ubi, but not quite enough to secure any kind of kill. And we got Nikki just clearing the droids. The blind is going to help those droids just kind of stand still while Nikki shoots them with the machine gun. And XD Mr. Manager just going to be clearing as well. There's a lot of footsie knots going on. No major initiations yet. There's the charge pins. And, well, there's Dave W taking a lot of damage. One swap. Yeah, he's going to go down to Paulo's auto attack after that nice swap. And Ubi might go down too, but no, Body Hunter's going to go down, and punish. Well, Nikki's going to have to get out, but that's a 1-for-1 trade. Nikki being able to retaliate and get that frag. But now you've got Ubi teleporting back, but he's going to be able to get back pretty quickly. And now we've got Vinny down from the drop pod once again. Oh, man.
And we see Paulo, he might be going to do the engagement. There's going to be a really nice dash there, but it might not be able to take him out. Nikki actually survived that. That is so unfortunate. And now it's going to be a very good one. Nothing really great initiation attempt, but he wasn't able to find the ninja worms. That would have been the kill if he had landed that. And now that's going to bring it 3-1. Going Froggy G against such a quick killing comp like this might not have been the best idea. It's really starting to make me kind of question it. But, don't count him out. Manager's Frog is an extremely solid one. And if anyone can do it, it's going to be him. There's Dave W getting another swap. Paulo constantly getting these amazing initiations going on here. There's going to be a stomp pack happening there that's going to kind of seize the momentum. And Bonnie are going to go for the Solar Boss. Manager managing to get ready to do his splash dash the second his Zato ends so that he avoids the airstrike damage. And we're going to see the lane rotations just go back and forth. And not much really else happening as of yet. Just kind of back and forth footsie knots. Now they're going to take the Solar Boss, but for realsies this time. And the footsie knots continues and XiPang Disciples is constantly being on the end the turret. Their manager going to do one of those back splashes. Doesn't do anything. Manager doesn't have confidence going on this. And if he doesn't have confidence, you have to be able to be bold and be able to make plays as a Frog. Bodylander going really hard, finds a 1-for-1, and Manager gets in at the last second, probably far too late than he should have. He's in a really bad spot. I don't see how he's going to get out of this. Oh, and the splash dash as well. He's going to stay alive and be ready to see what he can do next. And he manages to splash up, get a little bit of damage. But all he has so far is the Ninja Worms. He needs to go spend some solar. He's at 300 upgrade now.
I got a little fun fact for people that might make fun of people buy Wraithstone more. If you buy Wraithstone, as soon as you kill the creep, you get the health immediately. There's no travel time on a health pack like the normal health pack does. You actually get 300 health right away. So if you have Wraithstone, you're probably not going to die before the health actually gets to you, unlike some circumstances, which has actually happened to me. So there's a little tidbit for you about Wraithstone. It's a really good upgrade, though, giving you 300 more health once you get some levels up. And actually, Mr. Manager going to go down to the charge, though I don't think Wraithstone is going to save him from that. Body Hunter in a bit of a bad spot, going to go down to Nikki's shotgun shell. And we've got Hollow just doing whatever, trying to defend the top lane. Well, we got some push on bottom that I think Nikki should be paying attention to here. And it looks like that's what's going to happen, as it's going to be kind of hard for them to push, or it's going to be kind of hard for Paulo to really intercept, but it looks like he might be doing it anyways. No, not quite. He's still very low health, but Nikki just going to throw the machine gun shots. But Paulo is going to be alive to help defend. And Manager going in with the splash dash just to try to clear those droids and stop any push that the red team has, and even though little up and alive.
And might see the engagement coming out. Body Hunter's health just getting tipped off by Apollo there. I just love seeing those little top offs that comes from him. Hicks in the middle of the fight. It always shows like such great teamwork. I know it's kind of cheesy, but there's just kind of, I guess, that working together element to it. It just looks cool. And anyways, they're going to be going down. I think Ix's spawn, by the way, is probably the most well-designed, I guess, support ability in the game. It's way better than just like, here's a bunch of health that like Holy Cup and Monarch Blessing and Hillbot give you, and you don't have to just like you have to hug your teammate, but it's not in the weird way where you're just like clicking on them constantly as a Genji with Hill1 or Voltar. I think it goes a lot better in these. Anyways, with that said, big fight coming down on the bottom lane, and Manager gonna actually manage to take them down, both get the double kill. The auto cam was not on that for some reason. That was just odd. And but either way, he manages to get the 2 for nothing, gets that engagement going, and now it's going to be Ubi on the defense, which it's not a terrible matchup. He has the missiles, he's got the danger bins, but he's taking a lot of damage. That turret's about to go down. He needs to be backing up. And they're going to go ahead and take the first turret of the game, completely turn the match on its head. They're going to take the Solar Boss right quick. The Solar and the XP is getting even up, and they're going to be in a position to start the siege down the bottom lane. And they're going to be able to possibly get a push while the red team is distracted. They're going to have to soon deal with the Solar Boss. In fact, instead, red team is go ahead and see if they can take out turret in exchange. But Dave W is going to have to take a lot of damage here. But Nikki gets the airstrike stun. Manager in a really bad spot, going to get picked off, and that Paulo goes in for the revenge. There's the Wraithstone tip right there. If only he had listened to you. The health just laying on the floor. Like, Uberenz is so vindictive right now. Do y'all hear this, guys? He's like, haha, told y'all so.
It would be hilarious if they actually had the stream open and like try and get some super elite information, and it's just like they right as I said it, he
I'm
died.
sure,
That would have been.
I'm sure like Nikki and Dave, like and Ubi and all of them, they go to us for super elite information, like freaking Ubi Rancy, Mr. Pillow. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
dude.
sold. Absolutely. I'm like. Yeah. So, anyways,
oh, we got that turret going down, and Nikki's gonna pick up the kill with the machine gun bullets. That's how the machine gun sounds. And well, Nikki's gonna do a lot of damage to this tower now with Dave W throwing the dive as well. That's gonna be 2 towers down in a fraction of seconds. Nikki killing that creep all fancy like with that airstrike as well. And well, that's gonna be a lot of ground for the red team now as well, and a lot of ground for the blue team to cover, which they're gonna have to be careful about.
That can't even buy Wraithstone. What are we talking about?
What? No, not every knot could buy Wraithstone.
Yeah, but we were talking about Nikki
impression.
should have bought Wraithstone for like 30 seconds because of your tip. You can't even buy it. We're dumb.
You're the one that brought that up, not me. I was just
Yeah,
like,
oh,
making a
come
joke out
on.
of it.
You agreed to it. You are 100% on board. Don't even.
We were making a joke. Of course, Ted
Yeah,
can't
oh,
buy Wraithstone.
Okay, I
knew
was
that,
kidding
okay?
too. I was kidding too, guys, the whole time.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
I was.
The truth is, Pillow is actually stupid, and I'm just pretending to be stupid. That's the trick here. That's our
no,
ace
I
in
was
the
kidding
hole.
too. Kidding too. Apollo's gonna get taken down here, and there's gonna be a splash dash coming up from Mr. Manager. Not gonna be able to do anything though, and the siege continues on that top lane, and not really much Frog can do in a situation like this. That turret is slowly getting more and more dwindled, and they got so close to killing Body Hunter there. Manager's trying to see if he can get something going. He has poked the lion. The beast is awoken. They were like, "Where's this guy? Let me at him! Let me at him!" He's just running at the speed of light.
Yeah, we got the red team. It looks like this game might just be in favor of Doodoo Demons because there's a nice swap.
You say that, but I don't know.
That might get Polo killed. I don't know what you're talking about, but
yeah,
he is going to go down. That's a big source of that's going to be a big source of the damage gone for the red team though. But they are able to get the trade, and get the 1-for-1. But Nikki is still there, just going to body this turret. Got the shielding on Stimpek as well, going to help them just get that turret down, and did. And now they've got core exposure, basic exposure. The base is ready to be killed. So once Dave W gets back, which they're going to come and greet Dave W on his way back and buy some upgrades, which we're going to see is going to be pills and some regen for Ted. And we've also got the, well, a lot of pills of regen coming out for everybody as well. We're seeing regen come out on Vinny. We're seeing pills on Jimmy/Amy. I don't really know which one it is for which team. I don't remember. But we're seeing pills, one stage of pills coming out on Ix as well. So lots of beefiness now because they can't, you know, they're all jealous of Deadlift. They want to be beefy, but they're just not quite there yet. But we're going to see a lot of extra health now, and that might just help in the team fights. So we got Nikki trying to fight Mr. Manager here, trying to bait Mr. Manager into dashing into the airstrike. I see what he's trying to do there. It would have been a pretty amazing airstrike, but alas, Mr. Manager is smarter than that. But we're going to see Nikki, Ubi, and Dave W rotate to the bottom lane as a bunch of people have teleported back. And, well, here comes Froggy from the top lane. No, he's actually going to bottom as well. Stick with his teammates. Probably a smart decision there. But blue team just all defending the bottom tower. Red team just kind of sitting wherever they want. Stealing the creeps, killing the solar boss if they wish. Doing what they need to do. But now the blue team is going to be rotating to the top lane and trying to find something here. Well, there's the charge in, and there's the stun onto Body Hunter. About half his health gone, but the swap is on Nikki. It's actually going to save Hollow from that airstrike too as well, it seems. And Nikki going to have to fall back where we got Paulo, Body Hunter, and a Manager just kind of doing their thing. Red team almost full health now for everybody, and, well, they are kind of just, well, they're doing their thing. They're falling back a little bit, but they have plenty of ground of their own, and the droids are not pushed up in the slightest. They're going to try and get some damage here. Mr. Manager going to dash into Nikki after eating a shotgun shell to the face. And, well, there's the shield gone and the lunge onto Nikki's face. But we got Paulo and Body Hunter just kind of doing their thing up top as well. Lots of clearing and little skirmishes here and there, but no death yet. No big initiation or commitment just yet. So what do you think the next big initiation is going to be like? Who's going to be the next person to die is what I'm asking.
It's really hard to say. The red team is going to go in, and it kind of comes down to if they can whip their abilities or not. If they can, you know, time stuff around the blue side with things like Protective Post and Refract and Splash Dash, They have all these defensive mechanisms, and it comes down to how they use them. And if they can get those abilities expended and just go in hard, you know, get things like, you know, the charge and the airstrike and the spike dive used up, then that's going to be something that can really give XiPang Disciples the breathing room to just go in and take a fight. It's really hard. If they can land all the numbers, so to speak, it can be difficult, but if they do, it's going to work well. But look at this. All the abilities coming out, Ubi getting really low. We should see them going back in relatively soon. And Bodner trying to put some pressure on Nikki. Nikki going to be running away in retaliation. And they're going to get these droids cleaned up. And not really much really occurring, but Nikki
that was a
find,
fantastic airstrike.
That could be game. That's a 1-for-0 with base exposure.
Is this the end of the tournament? Paulo's so hurt. He's going to go down to the Tadris. Nikki making me proud. This could be the end of the game. This is for the grand finals. If this core goes down, Buddy
I don't know what he can do.
$60. He wants the
That's
cash, but he's not
ending it with a triple kill.
Oh, Nikki's team, after such a ridiculously close finals and making it back to the losers finals. Doodoo Demons, Nikki, Nikki Ubi and Dave W are going to be able to take the match and bring it home from losers finals all the way from downtown to Chinatown. 6-match grand finals, and it's finally decided. Doodoo Demons are your grand finals winners. Congratulations to them. Wow.
What an incredible set of matches, to be perfectly honest. It was really crazy story. They actually came back. You got the bracket reset. I had to go to tiebreaker each game, but just by the neck of their hairs, just barely scraped the win against Team XiPang Disciples. So the winner of the all of your Awesomenauts Rumble May Gathers is Doodoo Demons. What are some of the different things that XiPang Disciples could have done differently, both in game and in terms of draft?
Well, in terms of draft, I'm not so sure how good the Froggy pick was against such an easy to land damage. Like airstrike isn't so much easy to land, but it's still a nice big AoE that goes through the entire map on Rivet, so it's not too hard to land the airstrike on someone like Froggy. Same with the dive, and the silence dive, no less. That is a terrible matchup for Froggy most of the time. Like, sure, you got the stun, you can stun Lux at a charge, you can dash through a lot of stuff, and if you run cooldown, you can do that too. But he wasn't running cooldown. He was running max damage and hammer pants and turbo tapes. He wasn't running tornado damage, he wasn't running blocks. He was just, so he wasn't running extra sustain either, as type from Wraithstone. It was not a very good matchup for him, so I feel like both in terms of the draft, Froggy was a bad choice, and both in terms of gameplay, the build could have done a bit better for what they actually picked. In terms of draft, I'm not so sure who could have filled that void better. Oh, well, something to note here is, although it's an arguable pick sometimes, Durple was never picked or banned in a Rivet draft. Yeah.
Nah, get out.
Just nobody picked up Durple at all, and with you, when you've got such a beefy team like XiPang Disciples team, that would have been a fantastic pick. So that is something.
Yeah,
that's
no, you nailed it. That is what they should have. How did Durple get through all that? Now I'm actually really confused.
Yeah, I'm just realizing this too. What the hell? He picked Froggy over Durple. Durple could have been the last pick of a Rivet draft. That's already strange enough. He didn't get picked or banned on Rivet.
Rose XD.
This Rose, but otherwise, yeah, Froggy wasn't so much a good pick. His build wasn't done too well, and Nikki was playing absolutely fantastic that match, as he usually does. And you know, throw it at the Ted to finish it all. Well played. I love it. But Nikki wins the tournament. Huh? This was a close grand finals. If you're starting to say that crap, because
Doodoo Demons experienced a total of 1, 2, 4, 5 losses. Five losses.
Five losses this entire tournament. Like, most people are like, oh, well, Nikki doesn't lose at all. He lost he had 5 losses, and this came to a bracket reset, and was the max amount of matches played.
This is his moment. Quit hating down on it. Like, it was incredibly well played. He had those 10 and Scolder games where it was over 200,000 damage. Dave W and Ubi were doing incredibly well. You know, you constantly saw some of the best penny plays and some of the best X plays I had seen coming out from these guys. These guys know the knots they play best. They know that they're some of the best players at them. They go in and they make hard strike plays. So with that said, they are going to be your winners. honestly, Uberancy, I think we've come to an end here.
Yeah, you know what? That's yeah, it's over. Like 9-hour stream, and we're finally done here. This is the second longest tournament stream I've ever done. I'm pretty sure, just for Gathers, which is supposed to be monthly. It's insane, but we've made it. We did it, Reddit, and well, it's just well, Nikki's team, Doodoo Demons, Nikki, Dave, W, and Ubi are going to be able to get a new fancy emblem, which we don't actually know the full details of what it looks like too, but a couple of patches that will be distributed, and it'll probably look pretty damn cool. And we're also going to, well, they're also going to get 2 pieces of Awesomenauts DLC of their choosing as the prize, as well as $60 to split among the members. So, pretty cool stuff, and that's pretty much going to be it. I guess I don't know if we've got any kind of credits thing to roll, but either way, shout out to everybody who was playing, shout out to everyone who was commentating, Slow Wolf, Bear, Skinner, Body Hunter, everybody who was commentating throughout the tournament. If I forgot someone, I'm sorry, but man, thank you, Mr. Pillow, for hosting the stream and casting with me.
Yeah, it has been an honor. It's been a pleasure, and it's like we've come to an end of a journey. But XD, jokes on us, see all in 1 month. With that said, we're gonna wrap the stream. We got a credits video that's gonna play a little something secret at the end of it, so stay tuned for the whole thing.
Ooh.
That, guys, it's been a great time. Thanks for coming out.
Just because the scars you get makes me so mighty proud of you. You are better than others, they are just a XiPang. When it comes to killing, you're the one that won't hold back. You will always be my only answer.